Today's episode is brought to you by thisdayinthenfl.com. Celebrating football's greatest moments, one day at a time. Listen to classic broadcasts, explore historic games, and keep the legacy of the NFL alive at thisdayinthenfl.com.
Once again, the first half of the National Football League Pro Championship football game is brought to you by the Savings and Loan Foundation on behalf of America's insured savings and loan associations, where your dollars work harder, grow bigger, through excellent earnings. More than 34 million savers are investing these growth dollars in a brighter future for themselves and their families. You're invited to join them by opening a savings account at your nearby insured savings and loan association. The third quarter of today's big game will be brought to you by Marlboro. If you're thinking of trying a filter cigarette, try the flavor brand, Marlboro. You get the famous Richmond recipe flavor made mild by Marlboro's exclusive Seltrate filter. So come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro country. And the fourth quarter of today's National Football League game will be brought to you by Ford. Test drive a 64 from Ford soon and try total performance for a change. And now here at my side, a gentleman who certainly can tell you a lot about championship football in the National Football League because he's participated. The former great place kicker for the New York Giants, to give you the starting lineups and some of the color, the fabulous color of these two teams, Pat Summerall. Pat?
Thanks very much, Jim. And may I say it's a pleasure to be working with you today. The Bears have won the toss and will receive the kickoff. Their starting lineup will have it left in, and the fellow who will be split wide to the left all afternoon, John Farrington, 6'3", 217, a four-year veteran from Prairie View College. The left tackle from Florida A&M will be Herman Lee, 6'3" and 247, a seven-year veteran. A left guard, number 67, Ted Karras, 6'1" and 243, six-year veteran from Indiana. The center is Mike Pyle, 6'3", 245, three-year veteran from Yale. The right guard will be Jim Cadillo, two-year man, 6'3", 240 from San Jose State. The right tackle, number 63, Bob Witaska, 6'3" and 240. He is a four-year veteran from Notre Dame. The right end and the fellow who will be tied to either right or left will be Mike Ditka, the fine end from Pittsburgh. Ditka, 6'3" and 230. At quarterback will be veteran Billy Wade of Vanderbilt, a 10-year man who is 6'2" and 205. The left halfback will be number 29, Ronnie Bull of Baylor, a two-year veteran, the Rookie of the Year in the National Football League last year. The fullback is Joe Marconi, 6'2", 225, former Los Angeles Ram, 8-year veteran from West Virginia. And the flanker back will be spread wide to the right all afternoon as Johnny Morris, 5'10", 180, six-year veteran from Santa Barbara College. That's the Bear offensive unit, which will open against the fine New York defense. At left end in the New York defense will be Jim Katcavage, 6'3", all-pro, 240-pound, 8-year veteran from Dayton. The left tackle, Mighty Mo from Maryland, number 77, Dick Modulewski, 6 feet, 260, and 11-year veteran. The right tackle will be 76, John Lovatier, obtained this year by the Giants in a trade with Los Angeles. John, 6'4", and 285, 5-year veteran from Compton College. The defensive coach and starting defensive right end for the Giants will be number 81, Andy Robustelli, 13 years as a pro, 13 years as a pro, 6'1", 235, from Arnold College, a player coach. The linebackers, number 87 at left linebacker, rookie Jerry Hillebrand, a fellow who has intercepted 5 passes in the last 6 games and who has done a tremendous job at linebacker for New York. Middle linebacker, number 70, Sam Huff, 8-year veteran, 6'1", 230 from West Virginia. The right linebacker will be Tom Scott, former Philadelphia Eagle, 11-year veteran from Virginia. Left cornerback today, number 49 from Purdue, is Erich Barnes, who is a former Chicago Bear. Erich, 6'3" and 198, a 6-year veteran. Right cornerback will be Notre Damer Dick Lynch, who is 6'1" and 198, the league's leading pass interceptor. The free safety, the fellow who will always play on the flanker side for New York, will be number 20, assistant defensive coach from the University of Mississippi, Jimmy Patton. And the fellow who will play opposite Mike Ditka all afternoon will be Dick Pessinen, 5'11", 194-year veteran from Duluth, Minnesota College. As Jim Gibbons told you a minute ago, everything that can be done has been done to protect the field and assure of us a good playing surface this afternoon. It was 30 years ago, on December the 7th, 1933, that the Bears were also the host team to the first National Football League title game. The Bears hold a 20-15 edge over the Giants in 37 games played between them since 1925. 2 games have ended in ties. 5 of the 37 games were played for the World Championship. The Bears won in 1933, 1941, and again in 1946. The Giants won in 1934 and 1956. The last game between these two teams was 1956 in Yankee Stadium. The Giants won 47-7. Statistics today would appear to favor the Giants. New York has outscored the Bears 448 points to 301 in the 14 regular season games. They have averaged 32 points per game. The Giants have 2 runners in halfback Phil King, fullback Joe Morrison, who have outgained any Bear by more than 100 yards. Y.A. Tittle was the league's leading passer, and he outdid Billy Wade in all categories. His 36 touchdown passes set an NFL record. Del Schaffner of the Giants caught 64 passes, while burly Mike Ditka led the Bears with 59 receptions. But this is the best pass defense in the National Football League. Gilberton Abraham Tittle will be facing the best pass defense in pro football. He'll be throwing to receivers Del Schaffner, Frank Gifford, and Aaron Thomas. They'll be hounded by Benny McRae, Dave Witzel, Richie Pettibone, and Roosevelt Taylor, who lead the league in interceptions. The field, as Jim and I checked before the game, was suitable for cleats, but was getting hard, particularly at the south end here at Wrigley Field, which is never exposed to the sunshine late in the year. My opinion is that by the end of the first quarter, everyone will be in sneakers. The Giants have not planned too many new offensive wrinkles, planning to go with what has been good to them all season long. They have put in some new plays for short yardage. They plan to throw most of their pass patterns to Joe Morrison and the 3 principal receivers. Morrison has come on strong at the end of the year. The Bears have played ball control all year long. They have preferred to throw only when the situation dictated it. One thing that would appear to have been of benefit to both teams is the fact that their last game, the Bears' last game, was against the Detroit Lions, who present an attack very much like New York's. Giants' last game, the games in which they cinched the Eastern Division crown, was against Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh approaches the game very much like the Chicago Bears. Jim, with the stage set, it would appear that for the capacity crowd, this should be one fine football game today.
Well, Pat, when the Bears and the Giants meet, it's always a tremendous football game, and I think of great significance is the fact that in the championship games played by the Bears and the Giants in 13 times in title games have won 3, the Bears 10, and have lost 10. The Bears, in their 9 appearances, have won 5 and lost 4. But significantly, in the 2 greatest teams that George Halas has had, and he's had 2 undefeated teams. He had undefeated teams in 1934 and again in 1942. Both of those years, with his great teams, he lost. You, of course, Pat, and all football fans will recall in 1934, the never-to-be-forgotten game in which the Giants won by a score of 30-13. The famous sneaker game in which the Giants opened the second half, wearing basketball shoes, and scored 27 points in the final period to overcome that 13-3 Chicago lead. So that is the type of game we're looking for. And in 1942, when the Chicago Bears were undefeated, they met the Washington Redskins in Washington, D.C., and again, they lost that particular game. And in 1942, the score was the Redskins 14, Chicago Bears 6. An expected duel between Sammy Baugh and Sid Luckman did not materialize. Baugh threw only 1 touchdown pass, and Luckman, who along with Baugh were the supreme passers in those days, did not throw any. So I think in all championship games throughout the years that we can look back and recall great moments in which teams have come into these games with tremendous records and have turned in tremendous performances. The prizes certainly have been part of every championship game in the National Football League. Now, we'll be set for the kickoff in just a minute.
To college, a boy brings his dreams his ambitions, his thirst for knowledge. But nowadays, he'd better bring one other thing: money. A college education has become a major investment, an investment few families can manage without saving. Yet in today's complex society, a boy or girl has little chance in most competitive occupations without a higher education. Thousands of American families faced with this problem are solving it with growth dollars. These dollars are planted regularly in insured savings and loan associations, where they work harder, grow bigger through excellent earnings. Your education dollars can be growing while your children are growing if you start early. That way, when they're ready for college, you'll be ready. Start now. Open a savings account at your nearby insured savings and loan association.
Once again at Wrigley Field, the Tennessee State University's famous 110-piece band is performing. They have formed the Liberty Bell, and we are going to get now some of their fine music, so let's listen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. The Tennessee State Band under the direction of bandmaster Frank T. Greer. We pause 10 seconds for station identification.
810 on your radio dial. This is WGY Schenectady.
Jim Gibbons along with Pat Summerall here just before the kickoff in the game between the New York Giants and the Chicago Bears. The officials today, the referee is Norm Schechter. The umpire will be Ralph Moorcroft. The headlinesman is Dan Tehan. The back judge is Ralph Vandenberg. And the field judge is Fred Swearingen. It should be quite a battle between Y.A. Tittle, who has a tremendous record of 36 touchdown passes. Out of 367 attempts, he's completed 221 for a fantastic average of 60.2, 3,145 yards. He's had 14 interceptions against the tremendous defense of the Chicago Bears. As Pat pointed out to you early, a defense that is the strongest in the National Football League. Bill Wade, who's had a pretty good record, although the Chicago Bears have exercised ball control much more than the New York Giants, has thrown 356 times. He's completed 192. He has an average of 53.9. Normally, Pat, a pretty good average, but compared to the fabulous Y.A. Tittle, not quite as good. He's passed for 2,301 yards. He's had 15 touchdowns. He's had less interceptions, just 12. So the Chicago Bears, who have been rather thorough throughout the year in their ball control, and that they have not fumbled a great number of times, nor have they had many pass interceptions. They have been able to control the ball by holding on to it. In the backfield, their ball hawks are Rosie Taylor and Pettibone, along with Wetzel and Vinnie McRae. However, least we give too much credit to the Chicago Bears defense and not enough to the New York Giants. The Giants in their championship years, and don't forget they have won 5 titles out of the last 6 years, have been tremendous defensively. And the fellow who has watched them at home in all of their games is right here to tell you about that defense, Pat, and I think it's one of the finest defenses certainly in the league.
I think, Jim, as you pointed out, Tittle has certainly been tremendous this year, but the defense has been particularly strong in the last 6 weeks of the season. They had problems in the beginning of the year, but they have certainly gelled as a unit, and they are playing fine football as well as Y.A. Tittle in the offense. I noticed as the Giants have come on the field that most of them are wearing either ripple-sole shoes or sneakers. The roar that you hear now is for the introduction of the Chicago Bears. As I started to say a moment ago, most of the Giants are wearing ripple-sole shoes. Certainly if the field is hard, it would favor the team with a better passing attack. And you'd certainly have to go with Y.A. Tittle and the Giants in that respect. Awfully difficult to play pass defense on a hard surface. The roar from the crowd here is for the introduction of the Bear offensive unit. Might compare the games that these two teams have had against common opponents. The Bears have played Baltimore twice, the Giants once. Giants beat Baltimore in the opening game of the season 37-28. The Bears beat them twice, once 10-3 and once 17-7. The Giants played San Francisco, beat San Francisco 48-14. The Bears played them twice, beating them once 27-7, losing once 20-14 for their only loss of the year. The Bears played the Philadelphia Eagles once. They beat the Eagles 16-7 here at Wrigley Field. The Giants defeated the Eagles twice, 37-14 and 42-14. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Giants in the second game of the year, 31-0, a game in which Y.A. Tittle did not play. The Giants clinched the Eastern Division crown 2 weeks ago against the same Steelers, 33-17. The Bears played a 17-17 tie with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Giant record 11-3, the Bears 11-1-2. The Giants, as Jim said, won in 1962 and in 1961. They clinched the game. They clinched the Eastern Division title in 1962 right here at Wrigley Field in one of the roughest football games that I've ever seen. They beat the Bears 26-24 as Don Chandler kicked 4 field goals. They clinched the Eastern Division title here last year. In that game, you might remember, there was a tremendous battle not only between the two football teams, but also between Giant halfback Phil King and Bear defensive end Ed Obradovich. One of the roughest I have ever seen, Jim.
Well, we hope we don't have any fights other than any football playing on the field today, Pat, and I'm sure both of these teams are going to stick to their football. Of course, in the excitement of the game, sometimes when you get hit on this hard turf, particularly late in the season, I think you're inclined more to flare up just a little bit. But the officials, a very capable crew, are out with the players now, the captains of the team coming out for the toss of the coin for the benefit of the crowd. We've already told you, I believe, that the Chicago Bears have won the toss. They will defend the south goal. To set the scene for you, we're on the west side. This is a tremendous crowd, and they'll be roaring constantly. We'll probably be shouting to try to make ourselves heard. We hope that you'll forgive us for it. The Bears will receive on the south side. We're on the west side, looking across in the open stands and into downtown Chicago on the east side, and off to our left is the north. There is a slight wind factor. The wind is blowing out of the west at about 14 miles an hour, and you can hear this crowd now as the Chicago Bears offensive unit takes the field. Don Chandler, who succeeded Pat Summerall as the kickoff man and the place-kicking star for the Giants, places the ball down on the 40-yard line. Billy Martin, number 22, goes down by the goalpost. And 29, Ronnie Bull, goes down with him on this side. And in just a matter of a few moments or a few seconds, the 1963 World Championship football game will be underway. Bull is dancing around to keep warm down on the near goalpost. Don Chandler swinging his arms. In 10-degree weather, a beautiful sunlit day. Norm Schachter, the referee, comes to this side, ready to blow the whistle. And in just a matter, there it is, and the game is underway. It's a good long kick. Waiting for it is Martin. He takes it, fumbles the ball in the end zone, elects to come out with it. He's at the 5, gets to the 10, and down he goes on the 10-yard line. A good hard tackle by Dick Lynch brought him down right at about the 10-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 now for the Chicago Bears on their own 10. We'll set that lineup for you once again in case you joined us a little bit late. The ends are Farrington and Ditka. The tackles, Lee and Wataska. The guards are Karras and Cadill. Kyle is at center. Wade is at the quarterback. Bull and Morris are the halves, and Marconi is at full. Johnny Morris, the flanker, swings out wide to the right. The running backs are Marconi and Ronnie Bull. Waiting for the handoff is Bill Wade. And the first offensive play of the 1963 championship game. 28, Willie Gallimore is in there at the left half, and he comes right up the middle for about 2 yards. So it'll be 2nd down and approximately 8 yards to go. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Defensively for the Giants, Jim Cabbage and Andy Robustelli are the ends. Dick Modzelewski and John Lovatier the tackles. Hildebrand, Huff, and Scott the linebackers, along with Lynch and Barnes and Pessinen and Patton. Out of the huddle comes the Bears with Farrington wide to the left from the left end. Morris is split wide to the right in the flanker. Calling the signals, Wade. No score in the ball game. Wade hands off on the draw play to his fullback, Marconi, and Marconi comes up to about the 15-yard line, and down he goes. They mark the ball just shy of the 15, so it'll be 3rd down and approximately 5 yards to go. Bears going deep, huddling back on the 5-yard line. The New York Giants deploying from their defensive formation. Andy Robustelli, I believe, calls the defensive signals, Pat. Dick Lynch to this side. Urich Barnes to the far side. Pessinen and Patton up the middle. Once again, that same offensive formation with Morris wide to the right. Farrington wide to the left. No score in the ball game. Wade wants to pass. Now it runs with the ball. He's got a 1st down across the 20 up to the 23-yard line. Billy Wade rolled out, looked downfield to pass, couldn't find anybody open, saw the hole, and went for a 1st down, all the way from the 15-yard line up to the 23.
Jim, this is a type football that Wade has played all year long. He ran his first 2 plays conventionally and then was back to pass on 3rd down, saw an opening and ran for his 1st down. This is what they like to do.
Out of the huddle once again come the Bears. Johnny Morris is wide to the right. The running backs are Marconi and Willie Gallimore. Marconi's right behind the quarterback, Wade. Giants waiting. There's the handoff. Going with the ball is Gallimore trying to go to the outside. He's tripped up by Barnes, the wingback who came flowing in to drop him as he fell forward on about the 24-yard line. We'll see where referee Norm Schachter marks the ball. Urich Barnes from the cornerback came flying in that time to spin him around as Gallimore then was pinned to the turf on the 24. A gain of a yard. It's 2nd down and 9 yards to go. No score in the ball game on a very cold day in Wrigley Field in Chicago. The Chicago Bears and the New York Giants for the World Championship. John Farrington, a big tall boy, 6'3", 217 pounds, swings wide to this side from the left end. Johnny Morris is flanked extremely wide to the right. Giants jump offside. Flag goes down. The question is now, did the Bears draw him off, or did the Giants jump off? We're waiting for the referee, Norm Schachter, to give us his decision. And the penalty is against the Giants, 5 yards, moving the ball up to the 29-yard line. Illegal procedure charged against the Giants. Looked like it was a middle linebacker, Sam Huff, who was eager to get in.
Many times this happens when the quarterback will change his cadence count. Wade had been going on a fairly short count up until that particular play, and he changed to a long count. The defense jumped off sides.
No score in the ball game. The Giants and the Bears. Bears ball on their own 29. 1st down, 5 yards to go as a result of the penalty. Wade is handing off this time to his fullback, and he's hit right as he gets the ball. He's dropped right at the 29-yard line. A horse collar tackle by Andy Robustelli, who came flowing in to drop him. So it'll be 2nd down. Or 3rd down, I'm sorry, check me on that. 3rd down, the first play didn't gain. It's 3rd down and 5 yards to go. We had one running play that gained only about a half yard. Then we had the penalty. It's 3rd down and 5 yards to go. John Farrington to this side, Morris to the far side. The running backs are Gallimore and Marconi. Bill Wade calling the signals. Wade dropping back to pass. Now elects to run with the ball up the middle. He's got the 1st down at the 40. Fumbles the ball. Giants recover. Giants ball on the Bears 41. Now let's see if we can pick out who recovered that ball. It looked like Urich Barnes. Urich Barnes, number 49, recovered the fumble, and it's the Giants ball in Bear territory.
Twice on 3rd down, Wade has been back to pass. That one looked like a diagram play. This was a quarterback running play. This time Wade had his 1st down but couldn't hold on to the football.
Out of the huddle come the New York Giants. Y.A. Tittle, hands off to Morrison. Morrison gets down to the 40, and down he goes. Joe Morrison, the fullback, 6'1", 212 pounds from Cincinnati, was brought down by Big Doug Atkins as he crossed the 40. Give him a yard gain in the play, make it second down, and about 9 yards to go. The fumble recovered by Urich Barnes. The ball is 20 yards in from this, the west side. Splitting out to the left is Del Schaffner. We'll check that Giant offensive line for you in just a moment. Inside is Aaron Thomas, who's starting at the right end in the place of the injured Walton. Tittle back to throw. On the 50, throws the screen to Morrison. He's at the 40, to the 35, down to the 30, and down he goes out of bounds on about the 29-yard line. The short pass to Morrison, and Morrison went inside the 30. We'll see where they mark the ball. They spot it as they bring it in. They put it down on the 29. A gain of some 11 yards and a first down for the New York Giants.
And the screen pass, Jim, has been a big weapon for the Giants all year long. Tittle, I think, is probably the best at executing the screen pass of any of the quarterbacks.
So the great Y. Tittle completes his first pass. The handoff goes to Phil King, and King goes off the right side of the Bear line, his own left side, outside the guard, inside the tackle, gets down to about the 26 or 27-yard line. As they unpile, we'll see where they place the ball. They put it down in the 6. No score in the ball game. The Bears took the kickoff, had moved to a first down on the 41. Bill Wade, when he fumbled the ball, Urich Barnes recovered, and now the Giants have pressed into Bear territory down on the 26-yard line. Second down, about 7 yards to go. Del Schaffner splitting out wide to the left. The running backs are King and Morrison. Morrison with the ball, driving up the middle. Morrison getting down to about the 20-yard line and a stand-up run, and tempers are flaring for the moment. We have 9 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the first quarter. No score in this ball game as Joe Morrison does not get the first down. He's very close to it. He's just inside the 20-yard line. The New York Giants will have a third down and about a yard to go, just inside the 20-yard line. Out of the huddle they come. Frank Gifford is wide to the right. Now Gifford goes in motion. The ball goes to Tittle. He gives to Morrison. Morrison flies over the middle for a first down, down to about the 16-yard line. Joe Morrison up and over, right over his own left guard, down to about the 16 or 17-yard line before Larry Morris, the right linebacker of the Bears, came in to bring him down. A first down for the Giants, and the Giants now are down in scoring territory, down on the 16-yard line of the Chicago Bears. 8 minutes, 35 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. No score in the ball game. The World Championship of Football, the New York Giants and the Chicago Bears. Schaffner wide to the left, Gifford wide to the right. The running backs are King and Morrison. Calling the signals, Y.A. Tittle. Waiting for the handoff in the long count. He gives to Morrison. Once again, straight up the middle, across the 15. Down to about the 14-yard line. And the forward wall of the New York Giants is doing a tremendous job of blocking at the moment.
Joe Morrison took over at fullback about the middle of the season for Alex Webster, who was injured early but continued to play until about the 5th game, and Morrison has certainly been fantastic all year long. He's done quite a job, and as Jim pointed out, this is the best defense in football, and the Giant offensive line has moved them so far.
Out of the huddle come the Giants. Frank Gifford going unusually wide to the right this time. Schaffner's about 5 yards wide from the left. Morrison is right behind Tittle. Tittle dropping straight back to pass. Throws in the flat. Complete for a touchdown. Frank Gifford taking the throw from Y.A. Tittle in the corner for a touchdown, and the Giants draw first blood over the head of Benny McRae. That score came with 7 minutes, 38 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Don Chandler trying for the point after. Glenn Griffin holding. There it is. It's good. There's time out in the field with the score. The Giants 7 and the Bears nothing.
What are the best years of life? The 20s, the 30s, the 40s? Well, every decade has its rewards. But don't be too sure the best years aren't ahead for you. For life can bloom after 50 for the man and woman who plan ahead. So many couples are doing so today with growth dollars. Dollars planted in an insured savings and loan association where they earn excellent returns year after year after year. Whether or not you retire early and whether or not you have a pension to fall back on, a reserve of savings can take off the pressure after 50. Give you peace of mind. the means for recreation, hobbies, the cultural interest you haven't had time to enjoy before. Make the most of your peak earning years. Put something aside regularly at your nearby Insured Savings and Loan Association. You can have one or more family savings accounts, each insured by a United States government agency.
Jim Gibbons along with Pat Summerall here at Wrigley Field as Don Chandler gets set to kick off. Deep once again for the Chicago Bears. Billy Martin on the far side, Ronnie Bull on the near side, as the New York Giants have gone out in front by a score of 7-0. A 14-yard touchdown pass from Y.A. Tittle to Frank Gifford. After the Giants recovered a fumble to set the offensive drive in motion, they drove 41 yards in all, with Tittle throwing to Gifford. There's the kick. It's a long kick. Waiting for it is Ronnie Bull. He is at the 10, the 15, doesn't get a block as he tries to come to the outside and gets up to the 19-yard line, which brought down once again by Dick Lynch, the sure tackle for the New York Giants. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears on their own 19.
Here to see how the Bears approach attacking the Giant defensive unit, as they have played ball control all year long. Most of the time they have been in control of the game.
They spotted the ball on the 18-yard line, so that's where we'll call it. Out of the huddle come the Bears. We've got Billy Wade at quarterback. Gallimore still in at the left half. Morris is the flanker. Marconi is at full. Marconi and Gallimore right behind Billy Wade. Morris is flanked out wide to the right. Going with the ball, trying to go up the middle is Gallimore, and he may have gotten a yard, and that's about all. Willie Gallimore going off his own right side. The left side of the New York Giants was brought down by Dick Modulewski and Jim Cabbage. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. The ball is on the 19-yard line. It's about 22 yards in from this, the west side. On a cool day, but a very pretty day. There just isn't a cloud in the sky here in Chicago. The score is 7-0. Giants lead. We're midway through the first quarter. 6 minutes, 47 seconds remaining here in the first period. Billy Wade once again dropping back to throw. Passes, and it's no good. Broken up beautifully by Dick Lynch. Intended for Farrington. Lynch, who has intercepted 9 passes in the regular playing season of the National Football League, got one hand on that to knock it to the turf. Intended for Big John Farrington.
So far, on 1st down, the Giants have played what amounts to a 6-1 defense, and then on obvious passing down, 2nd and long and 3rd and long, they have dropped into the standard 4-3. This is the first 3rd and long situation the Bears have had. It'll be interesting to see if they blitz their linebackers or drop them into the pass coverage area.
3rd down, 9 yards to go. Score 7-0. Giants lead. Billy Wade once again dropping back to pass. Throws a little flat pass out in the left to Marconi. Marconi finds his feet. He's at the 30, and down he goes on the 30-yard line. A little pass behind the line of scrimmage, and a nice gain as he got up to the 30-yard line before he was brought down by Jim Patton. And the crowd here at Wrigley Field, naturally very much pro-Bears. Cheer as the Bears pick up another 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Bears right on the 30-yard line. That is the second 1st down for the Bears. Actually, they had 3, but they lost the ball on the one as Bill Wade had gone over the 40-yard line. Out of the huddle once again come the Chicago Bears. Johnny Morris is wide to the right. Farrington wide to the left. The running backs are Gallimore and Marconi. Gallimore with the ball. He's at the 30, and down he goes as he gets to the 33-yard line. He fumbled the ball, and that's the cause of the "oh" from the crowd as he scooped it to him and kept it. He was brought down by Tom Scott, the right linebacker. A gain of 3 yards in the play. It's 2nd down, 7 yards to go. We have 5 minutes, 34 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. The New York Giants lead the Chicago Bears by a score of 7-0. Giants, in case you joined us a little bit late, recovered a fumble on the Bears' 41, and then went from there for a touchdown with Tittle passing to Gifford in the end zone. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Billy Wade calling the signals. Giants jump offside as the flags go down. And once again, we'll have to see whether or not the Giants were drawn offside by the Bears or whether they went off on their own volition. And there'll be a penalty of 5 yards assessed against the Giants. Moving the ball from the 33 up to the 38. Norm Schachter marks it off. Gives us the offside signal. So it'll be 2nd down still. And about 2 yards to go for the Bears. Bears ball on their own 38-yard line. They are about 20 yards in from this to the west side. Out of the huddle come the Bears. The Giants deploying defensively with Barnes to the right. Standing off from the flanker, Johnny Morris, who's flanked to the right. Billy Wade calling the signal. Score is 7-0. With the ball is Gallimore. Gallimore gets away from one tackler, but not another, and down he goes for a loss, back in the 36-yard line. Hildebrand brought him down in the 36. And one of the big giant defenders flew in, and he would have just torn his head off had he hit him behind the line of scrimmage. But Gallimore got away from him, but not away from Hildebrand, who brought him down. It was Cat Cabbage who had the rush on that time, and Big Jim came barreling in to fly by him. Ball is down across the way on the inbound marker on the 36-yard line, so it's third down and about 4 yards to go. Score is 7-0 as the Giants lead the Bears for the World Championship before a crowd of 49,000 on a cold day at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Out of the huddle come the Bears. Billy Wade calling the signals with Farrington wide to the left, Morris wide to the right. Wade back to throw. Pass is no good. Intended for Morris. Ball hit the frozen turf and bounced up as Girish Barnes was in to defend. So it'll be fourth down and 4 yards to go. And the Bears will call in their punter. 4 minutes, 23 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. The score, the Giants 7, the Bears nothing. The Giants now send Eddie Dove, number 48, along with Hugh McElhenney, number 39, deep. Back to punt for the Chicago Bears is Bobby Joe Green, one of the fine punters in the league. He stands second, as a matter of fact, in the league. There's timeout for the Bears on the field with the score, the Giants 7 and the Bears nothing.
Looking for a way to make your dollars grow? You'll find that every dollar you save at your nearby Insured Savings and Loan Association grows bigger and bigger and bigger thanks to excellent earnings. That's why more than 34 million people now saving at Insured Savings and Loan Associations are getting growth dollars. Dollars that give them extra buying power because they know when they buy with cash, their dollars aren't shrunk by hidden carrying charges and installment fees. Or a down payment on a home, college educations for your children, or that special vacation trip. Start now to build up a supply of hard-working growth dollars. Remember, ordinary dollars sound like this silver dollar. Growth dollars sound like this. Start building your own supply of growth dollars. Open a savings account now at your nearby Insured Savings and Loan Association.
Back at Wrigley Field once again, it'll be the Bears' ball as Bobby Joe Green, who has a tremendous average of punting of over 46 yards, will be punting to either Eddie Dove or Hugh McElhenney. They are standing right in front of our NBC broadcasting booth down here in about the 25-yard line. Green standing back in the 20, waits for the pass in center. He gets it, boots it, a pretty good kick. Taking it is Dove. He's at the 25, still on his feet, coming to this side, and down he goes on the 27-yard line. Eddie Dove took the ball on the 25, and he was brought down hard on the 27 by Ted Karras, who was in on the kickoff team. A 39-yard punt, and now it's the New York Giants ball on their own 27. The Giants lead this ball game by a score of 7-0 as we have 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Del Schaffner flanks out wide to the left. Wide Tittle, who threw the touchdown pass, gives off to Phil King, and big Phil King barrels forward across the 30-yard line. King, 6'4", 218 pounds, a 6-year veteran from Vanderbilt, went straight ahead to the 30-yard line before he was brought down. A gain of about 4 yards in the play. It'll be second down, 6 yards to go. It's Schaffner, Brown, Dess, Larson, Byers, Stroud, and Thomas along the forward wall for the Giants. Tittle, King, Gifford, and Morrison in the backfield. We'll check that Bears defensive unit for you in just a moment. Score is 7-0 with 3 minutes, 24 seconds remaining in the first period here at Chicago's Wrigley Field. Going with the ball is Morrison, and breaking away from tacklers as he gets up to the 34-yard line before he's brought down. Joe Fortunata, who calls the defensive signals for the Chicago Bears, brought him down on the 34. A gain of 4 yards in the play. It'll be third down and about 2.
The Bears have simplified their defensive patterns a great degree over past years. They still have shown 13 different defenses in the last 2 games. Their linebackers do a lot of jumping around behind the line in an effort to confuse the quarterback.
Frank Gifford is extremely wide to the right. Wide Tittle back to throw. He's hit and down he goes. And a driving tackle by Larry Morris, number 33, who dropped him back on the 26-yard line.
Morris has the reputation of being one of the best blitzing linebackers in football, and he certainly showed us why that time.
He got him around the ankles. Normally, when they come in that way, they hit him high to keep him from throwing the ball, but he got right around the ankles to bring him down. Back to punt now is Don Chandler standing on the 12, takes it. A beautiful, long, spiraling kick waiting for it is Johnny Morris on the 20. He comes to this side, gets the 25, runs into his own man, and down he goes. It was Joe Fortunata that he ran into, and he ran into him hard. We'll see where they spot the ball as they bring it in. Looks like it's going to be on the 24-yard line. We pause now 10 seconds for station identification.
810 on your radio dial. This is WGY Schenectady.
A 51-yard punt for Don Chandler. 1st and 10 now for the Chicago Bears on their own 24. 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Score is 7-0. Giants lead. Morris is extremely wide to the right. The left end is in tight this time. With the ball is Gallimore going to the outside. He's at the 25, gets to the 30, and is brought down. He fumbles the ball. Let's see whether the whistle blew before the fumble occurred. It looked like the Giants went in to recover, but the whistle may have blown before the fumble occurred. No, it's going to be the Giants' ball. Giants have it in Bear territory on the 31-yard line. 1st and 10, once again for the Giants, deep in Bear territory on the 31-yard line.
And I'm sure, Jim, that the temperature has a lot to do with the inability of the Bears so far to hold on to the football. This is something that they have not done all season long. They have made very, very few mistakes. This is why they've been able to play controlled football that they have.
That's right, Pat. They have held on to the ball consistently. We're in the first period, a minute 38 remaining. Score 7-0. Giants lead. And wide Tittle, it throws for a receiver in the end zone, and it is no good. In and out of the hands of Del Schaffner. Schaffner had clearly gotten by Witzel. He was in front of Witzel, and Tittle hit him with what appeared to be a perfect pass. It might have been just a touch high, but he got both hands on it and dropped it in the end zone. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
About the only pattern that Y.A. Tittle has fallen into all season long is the fact that after a break such as this that just occurred, he will go for the touchdown on the first play. One of the reasons for his tremendous success, I think, is the fact that he has been completely unpredictable.
Frank Gifford is wide to the right. Schaffner's in rather tight on the left side. Running backs are King as Tittle goes back to throw. Throws a short pass, intercepted by the Bears at the 40. He's at 50, the 45, the 40 may go all the way. Down to the 30, down to the 10, and down to the 5-yard line. Larry Morris intercepted and raced all the way down to the 5-yard line. Darrell Guest brought him down. Larry Morris intercepted that pass from Y.A. Tittle and raced all the way from about the 20-yard line down to the 5-yard line of the New York Giants, where the Giants now are faced to try and stop the Bears, who have 1st and goal in the Giants' 5. This crowd is absolutely wild. Going with the ball is Ronnie Bull, and Bull drives off the left side of the Giants' line down to about the 2-yard line before he's brought down. Score here is 7-0 with 46 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The New York Giants leading the Chicago Bears, but the Bears, by virtue of that interception on the part of Morris, have a 2nd down and goal to go inside the 2-yard line. The ball is on the inbound hash mark. Chicago Bears out of the huddle. Morris is wide to the left. Calling the signals, Bill Wade. Running back, Ronnie Bull and Marconi. Wade on a quarterback sneak is very close to over. It's a touchdown. Bill Wade on the quarterback sneak followed the blocking of the center of his line, Pyle and Karras and Cadill, and went right over for the score. And now Jinks will try for the point after. Dave Witzel is holding. There's the pass intended. There's the kick. It's good. Tie ball game. The New York Giants 7, the Chicago Bears 7 with 15 seconds. Pat Summerall remaining here in the first quarter.
Larry Morris, who was a fullback at Georgia Tech and who a couple of years ago when Rick Caceres and Joe Marconi both injured was switched to fullback by the Chicago Bears, certainly showed us some fine running when he intercepted that screen pass from Y.A. Tittle. The pass intended for Joe Morrison was diagnosed perfectly not only by Morris but by Fred Williams, the defensive tackle, who broke up the set screen pattern and enabled Morris to go the 65 yards that he'd returned the intercepted pass. Big break for Chicago. Created great enthusiasm among the Wrigley Field fans.
Ready to kick off now, the Chicago Bears. Number 83, Roger LeClaire, is ready to kick off. Number 37, Killett on this side. Number 48, Dove on the far side. Here's the kick. Waiting for it is Killett. Takes it on the 8, fumbles the ball. There's a scramble for it, and let's see who recovers. It's a loose ball, and I believe the Bears may have it. We'll check it. The Bears ball on the 5-yard line. A flag upfield, I believe. Charlie Bibbins recovered the loose ball on the 5-yard line, but I believe there was a flag upfield. We'll see. That's the end of the first quarter. Into the first quarter with the score, the Giants 7, the Bears 7.
To college, a boy brings his dreams, his ambitions, his thirst for knowledge. But nowadays, he'd better bring one other thing, money. A college education has become a major investment, an investment few families can manage without saving. Yet in today's complex society, a boy or girl has little chance in most competitive occupations without a higher education. Thousands of American families faced with this problem are solving it with growth dollars. These dollars are planted regularly in insured savings and loan associations, where they work harder, grow bigger through excellent earnings. Your education dollars can be growing while your children are growing if you start early. That way, when they're ready for college, you'll be ready. Start now. Open a savings account at your nearby insured savings and loan association.
Jim Gibbons along with Pat Summerall once again, and it was offside that time against the Chicago Bears. It cost them possession of the ball down on the New York Giants 5-yard line. They had recovered on the 5. Charlie Bibbins had recovered the fumble, but the flag had been dropped upfield. The Bears were offside, and now Roger LeClaire will kick off once again. So the breaks of the ball game. The breaks that time for the New York Giants when the Bears were offside on the kickoff. Deep for the Giants, Hugh McElhenney, who has come in on the far side, a former great player for the San Francisco 49ers. Now with Ali Sherman and the Giants, and Eddie Dove, who also was from the 49ers. The score here at Wrigley Field as we get ready to go into the second quarter, 7 for the Giants, 7 for the Bears. So we're starting all over again. Roger LeClaire standing down on the 25-yard line. Hugh McElhenney is on the 5. Eddie Dove has moved up to about the 8. There's the whistle. There's the kick. Going in the direction of Dove, who comes up to take it on the 14. Tries to go to the far side at the 20, still in his feet at the 25, at the 30. Swings across the 35 and up to the 37 or 38-yard line before he's brought down. A nice return from the 14 on the part of Eddie Dove, who was brought down by Cadill on about the 37 or 38-yard line. We'll see where Norm Schachter spots that ball as he moves it inbounds to the inbound mark, and he puts it down on the 38-yard line. Score is 7-7. Giants ball on their own 38. Y. Tittle calling the signals for the Giants. A big number 75. Fred Williams comes in and a flag goes down. Fred Williams, number 75, barreled through to hit Tittle. We'll see whether they call it just a 5-yard penalty or a roughing penalty. It's going to be 5 yards apparently. The flag went down so vigorously on the part of one of the officials, I thought perhaps he was going to charge Williams with roughness as he belted Tittle and drove him back about 5 or 6 yards. Del Schaffner is wide to the left. Frank Gifford is flanked, but just outside the tight right end. Calling the signals is Y. Tittle. He gives to Morrison, and Morrison tries to go up the middle and gets a yard or two as he crosses the 40 and is brought down by Bill George, the middle linebacker, along with Stan Jones. George from Wake Forest, 6'2", 235 pounds, a 12-year veteran in the National Football League. And Stan Jones, who played a good number of years for the Bears offensively, has been this year one of their stalwarts defensively at the left tackle. He's 6'1", 250 from Maryland. Score is 7-7. We're in the second period. In the opening moments, the Chicago Bears and the New York Giants. Second down as the ball goes, this time to Phil King, and King gets a yard as he tries to go up his own right guard. The left side of the Bear line. He gets to about the 47-yard line. We'll see where they mark it down. It will be third down coming up. Very close. Looks like it's going to be on about the 47-yard line. Very close to a first down. We'll have a timeout as the head linesman, Dan Tehan, a veteran in the officiating corps in the National Football League, comes in with his assistants to measure any part of the ball as they mark it down. And it is not a first down, just about a foot short. So it'll be third down and just about a foot to go for the New York Giants. Their ball on the 47-yard line. Between the 40, just right on the 47, as a matter of fact. Giants ball on their own 47. Out of the huddle they come. In tight this time. Going with the ball is Morrison, and he has the first down as he gets very close to the midfield stripe. Joe Morrison was hit by Larry Morris and Bill George and brought down just shy of the midfield stripe between the 49 and the 50 on the inbound marker from this to the west side. So it's a first down for the New York Giants. Score is 7 for the Giants, 7 for the Bears. We have gone just about 2 minutes in the second quarter. Wide Tittle has Schaffner out wide to the right, dropping straight back to pass, throws, and it is complete to Aaron Thomas at the 30, out of bounds. Across the far sideline, we'll see where he stepped out as he got inside the 20 and down inside the 15 on about the 13-yard line. Aaron Thomas taking the pass across the field from Y.A. Tittle, and he just cakewalked on that far sideline. He kept his balance perfectly as he went out of bounds, they say, on the 14-yard line. A fine catch and a great run after he caught the ball on the part of Aaron Thomas.
Thomas has taken the place of the regular tight end Joe Walton, and he has just executed a pattern that's been good for the Giants all year long. They send Gifford and Schaffner deep and cross Thomas underneath.
Y.A. Tittle called in the signals, has Schaffner wide to this side. He gives to one of the running backs, King, and King, he barrels up the middle across the 10, down to about the 8-yard line. Phil King hit by Larry Morris, and Bill George, as he's brought down at about the 8-yard line. A gain of a good 6 yards on the part of Phil King. It's Tittle, King, Morrison, and Gifford in the backfield as we have 12 minutes remaining here in the second period with a tied ball game, 7-7, but the Giants are threatening to score. They've got a second down and about 4 yards to go on the 8-yard line of the Chicago Bears. Going with the ball once again is King, and King this time straight up the middle across the 5-yard line, very close to the 4 before he's brought down. And the blocking on the right side, Pat Summerall of the New York Giants, is superb.
Darrell Dess and Greg Larson, the center and offensive left guard, along with Rosie Brown, the left tackle, are doing a fine job on the Bear right side. Fred Williams, who's playing right tackle for the Bears, has been injured for the most part all during the year and has just been activated during the last 3 weeks. It's tough to play defense with the ground frozen under your feet.
They measured for the first down. It's just shy. Joe Walton, who was not supposed to appear in this ball game, is in there, and it appears as though they have Schaffner's out now, so Walton is in at one end and Aaron Thomas at the other. Thomas has moved over to the left end as Walton is at the right end. It'll be third down and about a half a foot to go. Driving up the middle, trying to pick up that first down. And he got it, was Joe Morrison. Morrison picked up the first down with 11 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the second period. Score tied, 7-7 for the World Championship. But the New York Giants are knocking on touchdown door inside the 3-yard line, right in front of the goalpost. And the Giants now have moved from their own 38-yard line. The key play being the pass from Y. Tittle to Aaron Thomas down inside the 3-yard line of the Chicago Bears. And now Thomas switches over and goes to the right side. Tittle calling the signals. He gives to Morrison. Morrison goes to the outside, tries to go and count as he's brought down. He tried to cut to his right, saw that he couldn't go to the outside, cut back upfield, and is brought down by Doug Atkins, almost on the line of scrimmage.
Al Sherman, the coach of the Giants, is a great believer in going to the outside on short yardage. He will many times on 3rd and 1, 2nd and 1, go with the in sweep, which he did that time unsuccessfully with Joe Morrison.
Second down, goal to go on the 3. Once again, it's Morrison with the ball coming to this side. He's at the 5, and down he goes to the 6-yard line. Morrison tried to come to this side, the wide side of the field, and he was followed beautifully by Ed Obradovic. And Obradovic brought him down on the 6-yard line, a 3-yard loss in the play. And that tough Chicago Bear defense that you've heard and read so much about now is beginning to display itself. It'll be 3rd down, 6 yards to go for the touchdown. 3rd and goal on the 6.
And if New York has had offensive problems all year long, it has been in this area. From the 10-yard line in, they have had some difficulty scoring.
Tie ball game, 7-7. Giants in scoring position with 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Wide Tittle back to pass. Dean Rush, now he throws a little flare pass. No good for King. A little pass out in the flat to King. King was on about the 8-yard line, but apparently he didn't turn quickly enough, or perhaps the ball hit him a little faster than he thought. It bounded out of his hands. Fortunato was right there with him. Chances are he wouldn't have been able to go in anyway. Don Chandler will come into the ballgame now on 4th down and will attempt a field goal. He has 18 for 29. Glenn Griffin usually holds. This time it'll be for about the 13-yard line. Waiting for the pass from center. There it is. There's the kick, and it's perfect. Now, during the timeout, there's timeout in the field with the score. The Giants 10, the Bears 7.
What are the best years of life? The 20s, the 30s, the 40s? Well, every decade has its rewards. But don't be too sure the best years aren't ahead for you. For life can bloom after 50 for the man and woman who plan ahead. So many couples are doing so today with Growth Dollars. Dollars planted in an insured savings and loan association where they earn excellent returns year after year after year. Whether or not you retire early and whether or not you have a pension to fall back on, a reserve of savings can take off the pressure after 50, give you peace of mind. The means for recreation, hobbies, the cultural interest you haven't had time to enjoy before. Make the most of your peak earning years. Put something aside regularly at your nearby Insured Savings and Loan Association. You can have one or more family savings accounts, each insured by a United States government agency.
Jim Gibbons along with Pat Summerall here at Wrigley Field as we have 9 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The New York Giants lead the Chicago Bears 10-7, and Don Chandler will kick off with Ronnie Bull and Billy Martin deep. There's the kick. It's a high kick, not particularly long, into the wind. Bull fumbles the ball, picks it up on the 12, looks for running room. He's at the 15, gets to the 20, and down he goes on the 21. Here is Barnes coming in to make the stop on the 21-yard line.
Jim, the north end of the field looks directly into the sun, and the last two kickoffs that have been received at that particular end, you remember Charlie Killett fumbled for the Giants. The Bears recovered, but were offside, and that time Bull, looking directly into that sun, fumbled the kick, but managed to recover himself.
Ball is on the 21-yard line. The Chicago Bears have it. They trail by a score of 7-10. Morris is wide to the right. Billy Wade calling the signals. Right behind him is Marconi. Wade back to pass. Throws long for Morris, and it is no good. Morris had it and dropped it. With him was Pessinen. Morris had the ball, and he dropped it as he fell to the turf. Johnny Morris, 5'10", 180 pounds from Santa Barbara, dropped that ball as he went to the turf. He had his hands on it. It looked like a sure completion on about the 45-yard line. A good pass by Bill Wade. So it'll be second down, 10 yards to go. The ball is on the 21-yard line of the Chicago Bears. Their possession. They trade on the ball game, 10-7. The York Giants digging in defensively. Dick Lynch is going out, this time with the left end of the Bears, Koya, who's in there, number 46. Wade once again back to throw. Looks deep, and it is no good. Koya had gotten a step behind Dick Lynch. He's a big fellow with good speed, 6'2", 202 pounds. And he had gotten a step behind Dick Lynch. However, the pass was a bit too long for him, so it'll be third down and 10 yards to go. Score is 10-7. Giants lead the Bears here at Wrigley Field in Chicago.
I think the Bears have picked up from their scouts in the press box the fact that the Giants are playing a zone pass defense covering Morris and Ditka's side in a zone pattern. And this means that the weak side end, who that time was Koya, it could be Farrington, will have to be covered man-to-man by Dick Lynch or whoever might be in that spot.
Once again, Koya is wide to the left. The other end, Ditka's in tight. Morris is wide to the right. Bill Wade back to pass. Misses one. Now he's going to have to get out of there. Throws it downfield, looking for Ditka, and it's no good. Broken out beautifully as a couple of players slide on the ice on the sidelines. Dick Tessinen, number 25, just took a shoulder slide on the ice. It's ringing the field, along with Ditka, who also went down. Big Mike Ditka, who is the principal and best receiver for the Chicago Bears. So it's fourth down, and the punting situation arises. Going deep for the New York Giants as Bobby Joe Green gets set to punt from the 5-yard line. McElhenney, low pass from center, just does get it away. It's a beautiful kick. McElhenney will take it back on the 33. He's at the 40 and goes down on about the 42 or 43-yard line. A low pass from center that time, but a good 42-yard kick on the part of Bobby Joe Green. And the New York Giants now have the ball on their own 43-yard line. Score is 10-7. The Giants lead the Bears as we have 8 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the first half. Tittle, Morrison, King, and Gifford. Schaffner back in the ball game. He was out for a little while, but he's in now. Wide, Tittle back to throw, has good time, throws long for Thomas, and it is broken up and almost intercepted by Pettibone. Richie Pettibone, 6'3", 205 pounds from Tulane. Got his hands on the ball, but couldn't hold it. The long pass intended on the near sidelines for Aaron Thomas. So it's second down and 10 yards to go. Giants ball on their own 43. Score is 10-7. The Giants leading the Bears. With about 8 minutes, 25 seconds remaining here in the first half. Giants out of the huddle. Schaffner wide to this side as he switches over. Thomas is in. 25 seconds remaining here in the first half. Giants out of the huddle. Schaffner wide to this side as he switches over. Thomas is in tight, calling the signals. Wide, Tittle. Hands are up to King, and King breaks across the 45, the 15, into Bear territory, down at about the 47-yard line. A good run on the part of Phil King, who broke off the right side of his line, the left side of the Chicago Bears. It got very close to a first down.
In an obvious passing situation, second and long or third and long, Tittle has oftentimes gone to the draw play, which he did that time to King, and King runs it very well.
It's a first down for the Giants in Bear territory. Down on about the 47-yard line. Score is 10-7. Giants lead the Bears as we're in the second quarter with about 8 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. 10-7. First down for the Giants on the Bears' 47-yard line. By Tittle with Schaffner to this side, Gifford to the far side. King and Morrison, the running backs, right behind him. He gives this time again to King, and King breaks across the middle, across the 40, down to about the 37-yard line. Phil King on a play almost identical with the last one. Went right down to the 47, and apparently the cagey wide Tittle, Pat Summerall, is gauging that defense of the Chicago Bears very well.
The Bears, as I pointed out a moment ago about Tittle, who has never gotten into a consistent pattern, the Bear defense has not patterned itself either. Tittle is gambling with him a little bit, and so far he has won.
Second down, a yard to go. Giants ball on the 38-yard line of the Chicago Bears. This time it's King once again driving inside the 35, down to about the 32-yard line before he went down. That was Alex Webster who came into the ball game in place of Moritz, who took it down to the 32-yard line. Alec Webster, 6'3", 220 pounds, who has been out a great portion of this latter part of the season with injuries. Now Phil King goes out of the ball game, and Hugh McElhenney comes in. The ball is down to the 32-yard line of the Chicago Bears, possession of the New York Giants. Here in the second quarter with the Giants leading, and once again they're threatening. Tittle back to throw. Throws long, and it is caught, but is he in bounds? Nope, he's out of bounds. And Tittle is hurt. Tittle is limping. he goes out of the ball game. He's limping. It looked like he was tripped as he went back. I was following the flight of the ball, Pat, so I didn't see whether he was hit after he threw. But he's limping very badly and being helped off by Hugh McElhenney.
He was hit by Larry Morris just as he got rid of the football. I think, from what I could see, it looked as if his left ankle were twisted, possibly his left knee. But from the looks of the way he left the football game, I doubt very seriously that he will be back, and that could certainly be a big factor.
That would be a tough blow, no question, for the Giants. So it's Glenn Griffin, the youngster, 6'1", 200 pounds, from Ole Miss, who has the pressure squarely on him. On second down, 10 yards to go. He gives to McElhenney, and McElhenney barrels off the right side of the Giant line, the left side of the Bears, down just inside the 30-yard line.
And you know right now, Jim, what the Bears will do. Griffin, very inexperienced, has seen very little activity as a quarterback this year. He played some on defense early in the year, but they will be blitzing him every chance that they get. See if he can stand the pressure, and the pressure is certainly on Glenn Griffin right now.
We're in the second quarter with 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. The New York Giants lead the Bears by a score of 10-7. It's their ball inside the 30 of the Bears. Third down, 7 yards to go. Glenn Griffin calling the signals, dropping straight back to pass. Looks, he's hit just as he throws the ball, and it's no good. Griffin was belted by Big Doug Atkins. He is a big fella, 6'8", 255 pounds. Just as he started to throw the ball, he got it away, but it fell to the turf as an incompleted pass, and Don Chandler now will try a field goal from about the 37-yard line on a slight angle. Griffin holding. There's the pass from center. There's the kick, and it's no good. It was broken up by number 25, J.C. Caroline, who came in to get his hands on the ball. And so the Bears take over on their own 20-yard line. We pause now 10 seconds for station identification.
810 on your radio dial. This is WGY Schenectady.
Bears ball. On the 20, Billy Wade dropping straight back to pass. Looks downfield, throws. It's complete at the 38 to the 40. Angie Koya goes out of bounds on the far side and about the 42-yard line. A gain of some 22 yards. He's brought down by Dick Lynch. But it's a completed pass and a gain of 22 as they mark it down on the 42-yard line. First and 10 now for the Bears on their own 42. 5 minutes, 38 seconds remaining here in the first half. Score, the Giants 10, the Bears 7. For the World Championship of Football. Y.A. Tittle is out of this ball game, and as Pat Summerall remarked, he may not be back in. He was limping very badly as he went to the sidelines. Bears ball on their own 42. Morris is wide to this side. The ball goes as flags go down. Bull has the ball across the 45, drives to midfield before he's brought down. Flags went down, and I believe the penalty will be against the Chicago Bears. Illegal procedure.
Billy Wade's pass protection thus far has been very good. The time they played before last, when he hit Angelo Koya, he could have stood there for a considerable longer length of time than he did. And if pass protection is good, as good as the passes are in the National Football League, they'll cut any defense to pieces.
Penalty that time nullifying the gain. An illegal procedure penalty charged against the Chicago Bears. Moves the ball back to the 37-yard line, where it'll be first down, 15 yards to go. Bears ball on their own 37 as we have 5 minutes, 29 seconds remaining here in the first half. Score, the Giants lead, 10-7. Out of the huddle come the Bears with Morris wide to this side, Koya wide to the far side. Calling the signals, Billy Wade. He drops straight back once again, taking to the air, looking downfield, and it is no good. In and out of the hands of Morris. Once again, Morris caught that ball and a perfect tackle on the part of Pop, Barnes, and Hillebrand. They hit him just as he got his hands on that ball. Perfectly legal, and it's one way, Pat, you can always stop a pass from being completed.
You hear those footsteps close by, Jim. I was watching Billy Wade, and he was hit as hard as anybody has hit all day just after he threw the football. I'll guarantee you, Big John Lovetier popped him, and he certainly felt that way.
Second down, 15 yards to go. The Bears ball on their own 37. They trail in the ball game by a score of 10-7 as we have a little over 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Same offensive formation. Morris to this side, Koya to the far side. The handoff to the fullback, Marconi, on the draw, and Marconi gets only back to about the 37, and that's all, and down he goes, and he goes hard. And that turf out there in this 10 to 15 degree weather is pretty hard. The tremendous job that the Chicago Bears did in keeping this field in good playing condition certainly is a tribute to the Bears management. They went to the difficulty of acquiring huge blowers from O'Hare Field, brought them in, kept the field covered, used them, and they've kept it in excellent shape. It's hard now, naturally, on the surface, but nevertheless, it's in certainly good playing condition for the kind of weather they've had here in Chicago. Okay, back to the ball game. It's third down, 14 yards to go for the Bears. See what Bill Wade does on third down, a long yardage. The rush is on. He's back to throw, throws it, and it's complete at midfield on a good catch. To Mike Ditka, the big right end. On a kneeling down catch, he was right on his knees as he took that ball. He was hit just as he caught it. It's just shy of the midfield stripe. Now, that should not be enough for a first down, and isn't. It's fourth down. You'll recall the original line of scrimmage was on the 42. The penalty sent him back to the 37. The ball is just shy of the midfield stripe. And so the Chicago Bears, trailing by a score of 10 to 7, have sent in their kicker, Bobby Joe Green. Pessinen goes deep. Now he gets out of there, and Dove comes in. A little confusion on the part of the Giants. Now McElhenney comes into the ball game as the Pessinen raced back. He didn't know whether to stay in or go out. He was in there defensively, but he's out of there now. It's Dove and McElhenney deep. There's the kick. A good high kick going in the direction of Hugh McElhenney. It bounces inside the 10 and goes out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. And the official. Oh, my. I don't mean to laugh at him. He might have hurt himself. He went down so hard as he tried to mark that out-of-bounds spot. And he really hit the turf with a butt on about the 3-yard line. But he very gamely gets up and puts the ball down on the 2. So it'll be first and 10 for the New York Giants on their own 2-yard line. Once again, we'll tell you, though it is a beautiful day in Chicago, it is cold. There's timeout in the field with the score, the Giants 10, the Bears 7.
Looking for a way to make your dollars grow? You'll find that every dollar you save at your nearby Insured Savings and Loan Association grows bigger and bigger and bigger, thanks to excellent earnings. That's why more than 34 million people now saving at Insured Savings and Loan Associations are getting growth dollars. Dollars that give them extra buying power, because they know when they buy with cash, their dollars aren't shrunk by hidden carrying charges and installment fees. Or a down payment on a home, college educations for your children, or that special vacation trip. Start now to build up a supply of hard-working growth dollars. Remember, ordinary dollars sound like this silver dollar. Growth dollars sound like this. Start building your own supply of growth dollars. Open a savings account now at your nearby Insured Savings and Loan Association.
Here at Wrigley Field, with 3 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the first half, what a spot for a youngster by the name of Glenn Griffin, who will come into this ball game as quarterback for the New York Giants in the World Championship game with the ball on his own 2-yard line. Pat, that's cutting it pretty rough.
It'll be interesting to see what Griffin does from here. I would guess, of course, that he will stick to the ground as much as possible, but the footing is treacherous as it particularly into the field, and even running the football will be tricky from this spot. Griffin, in his defense, has an awful lot of poise for a 23-year-old youngster and a fellow who the Giants have great hopes for in the future.
Giants are huddling deep in their own end zone. They will have Griffin, Morrison, King, and Gifford, I believe, in the backfield. We'll check that for you. Out of the huddle they come, down in the frozen into the field. The south end. The handoff is to Morrison, and Morrison tries to come off of the right side of the Bears line, his own left side, and he gets out to about the 3 or 4 yard line before he's brought down by Doug Atkins and Fred Williams, along with Bill George. Score is 10 to 7, with the New York Giants leading the Bears. 10 to 7, but the Giants, who apparently have lost Y.A. Tittle for the day. He went out limping badly. Looked like his ankle was twisted, as Pat Summerall pointed out when he was hit when he was passing the ball earlier in this ball game. And young Glenn Griffin is in at quarterback. Second down, 9 yards to go. Giants ball on their own 3 yard line. Once again, trying to go with the ball. This time is King, and down he goes hard as the entire center of the Bears line converged to drop him down on about the 4.5 or 5 yard line. So on third down, it will be 3rd and 7. And a number of new Giant players are coming in. I don't know whether Don Chandler may have come in to punt on third down or not, Pat.
I think Chandler is in the football game. The reason being, if he does happen to get a bad snap or a tough rush, he can throw the ball out of bounds and still have one left for the punt.
Standing inside the end zone, he gets the pass in center, boots it. Rosie Taylor is deep. The ball bounces on the 38, goes past the 40, the 45, to the 47. Taylor is hit and brought down hard, back on the 47-yard line. What a punt by Chandler, deep in his own end zone. Booted the ball out past the 50-yard mark as Rosie Taylor tried to go. He was belted hard by several Giant players and brought down on the 47-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Bears on their own 47-yard line as we have 2 minutes remaining. We should be getting the official announcement of 2 minutes here very shortly, and maybe this is it here. Looks like it is. The 2-minute warning coming up now. Just 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes remaining until the end of the half. The score here, Pat Summerall, is 10 for the Giants and 7 for the Bears.
The great punt by Chandler was almost disastrous as he put the ball out to kick it, to hold it, to punt the ball from his hands. He almost dropped it in the end zone.
Just to check the lineups for you as the Bears are huddling back on their 35. Koya and Ditka will be the ends. Lee and Wataska will be at tackles. Karras and Cadillo are the guards. Kyle at center. Wade, Bull, Morris, and Marconi. And for the Giants, it got Cabbage, Mortaleski, Lovatier, and Robustelli. The 4 up front, Hillebrand, Huff, and Gursky is in at one of the linebacking spots in place of Tom Scott. Lynch and Barnes, the cornerbacks, and Pessinen and Patton will be deep. The scores in the event you joined us a little bit late. The New York Giants recovered a fumble on the 41-yard line of the Bears, and a few plays later, Y. Tittle hit Gifford in the end zone for a touchdown. It looked like the Giants were going to go in to score again when Larry Morris intercepted a pass, a screen pass intended for Joe Morrison, and he raced 65 yards down to the 5-yard line. And 2 plays later, Bill Wade on a quarterback sneak went in for the score that tied the ball game. And then still later, a 13-yard field goal on the part of Don Chandler put the Giants in front, 10-7, and that's where the game stands. Koya is wide to the left. Morris is wide to the right. Listen to the crowd as Marconi and Bull are the running backs behind Wade. Bill Wade waiting for the handoff. He gets it, gives to Marconi on the draw play, and Marconi gets only to about the line of scrimmage as Al Gursky brought him down. Gursky, who's playing the right linebacking spot, is 6'1", 210 pounds from Penn State. He brought him down right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and about 10 yards to go. A minute 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Scores 10-7. Giants lead. Bears ball. Out of the huddle they come. Angie Koya's wide to the left. Morris is in rather tight this time in the flanking spot. Marconi is right behind Wade. Wade dropping back, stumbles, keeps his balance, goes. He's being rushed by Robustelli, gets the pass away, and it's dropped. On that play, Billy Wade stumbled. He was charged by Andy Robustelli. He evaded Robustelli and threw the pass, completed it. Didn't complete it, rather, but he hit his man right on the 48-yard line, and the ball was dropped. So it'll be 3rd down and about 10 yards to go.
If the Bears have put in any tricky plays or dipsy-doos or whatever you might call them, this would certainly be the situation that they will use it. I noticed that they have sent in a play from the bench. So let's try to watch this one closely.
3rd down, 10 yards to go. The ball is on the 48-yard line, so make that 3rd down and 9. The original line of scrimmage was the 47. With a minute 20 seconds, the unofficial time remaining here in the first half. Bill Wade dropping straight back to pass. Looks downfield, throws, and it is no good. Intended for Mike Ditka, over the head of Ditka. And again, Wade was racked up by Andy Robustelli this time on a 38-yard line, and a perfectly legal tackle, however. But he was hit, and the quarterbacks are taking their punishment as they normally do. The ball is placed down in the 48-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 9 yards to go. And Bobby Joe Green comes in to do the punting for the Bears with a minute 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Hugh McElhenney, along with Eddie Dove, deep. McElhenney, number 39 on the far side. Dove, 48 on this side. There's a pass from center, a kick. High, but not particularly long. McElhenney is racing for it. Bounces inside the 25, goes out of bounds. Inside the 20-yard line and about the 19. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the New York Giants on their own 19. 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining here in the first half. The New York Giants lead the Chicago Bears by a score of 10-7.
I would imagine right here, Jim, that Glenn Griffin will stick strictly with his ground attack to run out the clock and let the Giants leave the field at halftime ahead 10-7.
Griffin in at quarterback, place of the injured Y.A. Tittle, calling the signals on his own 19-yard line. He gives to Morrison, and Morrison is hit immediately and thrown for a loss back in the 15-yard line. A driving tackle by Larry Morris, who hit Joe Morrison back in the 15.
You could almost feel the momentum of the game change since Y.A. Tittle has been hurt. The Giant offensive unit appears to have lost a little of its spark, and the crowd here at Wrigley Field is certainly enthused and behind the Bears. The Bear defensive unit playing much better football than when Y.A. was in the game. I certainly do not mean, Jim, to criticize Glenn Griffin. He is really on the spot.
Ball is on the 15-yard line. It'll be second down and about 14 yards to go. Griffin once again hands off to Morrison, going to the outside to the right. Gets up to about the 19-yard line, picking up the 4 yards that were lost in the previous play. So it'll be third down and about 10 to go. Fortunata, along with Obradovich and Bill George, combining to make the tackle on the 19-yard line. Third down, 10 yards to go. Score, 10 for the Giants, 7 for the Bears. And that may be the last play in this first half. Clock is ticking away the seconds, the unofficial time. We're looking at the back judge who keeps the official time. That's the end of the first half. That's the end of the first half with the score, the Giants 10, the Bears 7.
To college, a boy brings his dreams, his ambitions, his thirst for knowledge. But nowadays, he'd better bring one other thing, money. A college education has become a major investment, an investment few families can manage without saving. Yet in today's complex society, a boy or girl has little chance in most competitive occupations without a higher education. Thousands of American families faced with this problem are solving it with growth dollars. These dollars are planted regularly in insured savings and loan associations, where they work harder, grow bigger through excellent earnings. Your education dollars can be growing while your children are growing if you start early. That way, when they're ready for college, you'll be ready. Start now. Open a savings account at your nearby insured savings and loan association.
Back at Wrigley Field in Chicago, where the New York Giants lead the Chicago Bears 10-7 at halftime. Halftime entertainment here this afternoon will be furnished by Tennessee State University's famous 110-piece band. This band's been hailed as one of the nation's finest marching and playing organizations. Under the direction of bandmaster Frank Greer, Tennessee State is noted for the introduction of the new sound in band instrumentation. Greer's arrangements extend the range of brasses upwards, produce a brilliant tone. We have seen this band perform many times at Yankee Stadium, and they certainly are excellent. Tennessee State, located at Nashville, Tennessee, has 4,500 students, founded 51 years ago. Fully accredited land-grant university with a $15 million campus. The university's 5 schools include agriculture, the home ec, arts and sciences, engineering, graduate, and education. They all offer a master's degree. The school, incidentally, is the one that has produced many famous athletes. 1962 Olympic track standouts Wilma Rudolph and Ralph Boston. They also won the NAIA National Basketball Championships 3 straight years, from 1957 through 1959, and they furnish excellent halftime entertainment. The big factor here at halftime, big factor in this game in the first half, has been, I think, the injury to Y.A. Tittle. New York scored first on a 14-yard pass from Y.A. Tittle to Frank Gifford. Billy Wade had been back to pass and had run for a first down on 3rd and 5 in his own territory. After an 11-yard gain by Morrison, Tittle then hit Frank Gifford for the touchdown. Chandler's extra point was good. The Giants led 7-0. After the next kickoff, the Bears were held, punted to New York, and the Giants appeared headed for another score when linebacker Larry Morris picked off a Tittle screen pass, and Tittle intended, rather, for Joe Morrison, returned it 65 yards to the Giant 5. 2 plays later, Billy Wade on a quarterback sneak scored the Bears touchdown. Bob Jenks added the extra point. It was then 7-7. The Giants then received the next kickoff, drove to the 2-yard line. The Bear defense held Don Chandler after one loss by Joe Morrison. Don Chandler booted a 13-yard field goal. The Giants took the lead 10-7. The Bears received the kickoff and could not move. And in the next series, the Giants had picked up 2 first downs on draw plays to Phil King. With 1st and 10 at the Bears 32, Y.A. Tittle went back to pass and threw an incompletion to Frank Gifford on the far sideline of the field. Just as he was throwing the football, he was hit by Red Dogging linebacker Larry Morris and either injured his left foot or his left knee. And from the condition he appeared in as he left the field, I would estimate that, or predict rather, that Tittle would not be back in the second half. He was replaced by Glenn Griffin, the rookie from Mississippi. Griffin has done very little other than run running plays. He has not attempted a pass as yet. These two teams incidentally played the first exhibition game of the season, the Bears and the Giants, up in Ithaca, New York. The Bears won 17-7 after being behind 7-3 at halftime. The exhibition game up in Ithaca, which was the opener for both teams, was also a rough football game, as this one has been. And as Jim and I pointed out a moment ago, the game in which the Giants clinched the Eastern Division title last year was one of the roughest that we have ever seen. Don't forget to listen to NBC Radio's holiday football schedule on New Year's Day. This Wednesday, January the 1st, it's the Sugar Bowl from New Orleans at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by the Rose Bowl at 4:45 p.m. from Pasadena, California. Both games aired exclusively on NBC Radio. As I pointed out, or was speaking a minute ago, these two teams played an exhibition in Ithaca. The Giants led 7-3 at halftime, and Billy Wade was replaced by Rudy Bukic in the second half, and Bukic, along with John Farrington, led the Bears to their 17-7 win. Roger LeClaire, in that game, kicked a 25-yard field goal. Don Chandler, incidentally, missed 4 in that one. He kicked 4 against the Bears here last year.
Today's episode is brought to you by ThisDayInTheNFL.com. Celebrating football's greatest moments, one day at a time. Listen to classic broadcasts, explore historic games, and keep the legacy of the NFL alive at ThisDayInTheNFL.com.
We'll be back with more color in just a minute.
What are the best years of life? The 20s, the 30s, the 40s? Well, every decade has its rewards. But don't be too sure the best years aren't ahead for you. For life can bloom after 50 for the man and woman who plan ahead. So many couples are doing so today with growth dollars. Dollars planted in an insured savings and loan association where they earn excellent returns year after year after year. Whether or not you retire early and whether or not you have a pension to fall back on, a reserve of savings can take off the pressure after 50, give you peace of mind, the means for recreation, hobbies, the cultural interest you haven't had time to enjoy before. Make the most of your peak earning years. Put something aside regularly at your nearby Insured Savings and Loan Association. You can have one or more family savings accounts, each insured by a United States government agency.
The first half of the Pro Championship football game has been a presentation of the Savings and Loan Foundation. It was brought to you with the best wishes of America's Insured Savings and Loan Associations. For a happier new year, open a savings account at your nearby Insured Savings and Loan Association, where your dollars work harder and grow bigger.
We'll have the winners introduced in a few minutes, and the trophy presentation will follow. A portion of the winners will be placed in the youth hall of fame. A round of applause for these fine kids, ladies and gentlemen.
Jim Gibbons along with Pat Summerall here at Wrigley Field in Chicago. The second half will be underway very shortly. We had the pass punt youngsters down on the field performing at halftime. The crowd seemed to enjoy it. We have the band coming out actually now, I believe. The score, in case you joined us a little bit late, the New York Giants 10, the Chicago Bears 7. The Giants lead at 10-7. However, we will point out to you again, as I'm sure Pat did a few moments ago, that Y.A. Tittle went out of this ball game, and he may be out for the rest of the game. We're trying to get word for you, and as soon as we get any word at all, we'll pass it on to you. In the meantime, the Tennessee State Marching Band. So let's listen.
The aristocratic band has borrowed from the flag. The great Chicago view and the honor by heart.
Tennessee State Marching Band performing for us at halftime. We have not received any word on Y.A. Tittle. We understand, however, that it was his knee, not his ankle, that he hurt when he went off. If it was his knee, it's extremely doubtful. It seems to me that he'll be back on at halftime. But we'll wait. And for you New York Giant fans, and for the good of this crowd out here, too, because after all, Y.A. Tittle is a great football player. It'd be nice if they could see him in action in the second half. Not, as Pat Summerall mentioned earlier, to discount the abilities of young Glenn Griffin, because they do have high hopes for him. I know Allie Sherman does, and I'm sure that if he is directing the fortunes of the Giants in the second half, that you'll see a fine performance, too. Now, let's listen to the Tennessee State Band.
Official statistics here of the first half. The Giants had 9 first downs. The Bears had 4. Giants picked up 70 yards on the ground. The Bears 42. Giants had 54 yards passing. And Chicago had 44. To speculate just a little, Jim, as to who might be the quarterback if anything happened to Glenn Griffin. He is the only other quarterback on the roster. And the only other person who has worked out at all at quarterback this season has been Frank Gifford. A couple of seasons ago, he did an exhibition play a couple of games at quarterback. So he would be the successor if anything did happen to Griffin. Tittle is warming on the far sideline and is walking fairly well. He is throwing the football, but seems to have some problem getting away from center.
Pat, I think that there have been many games during the championship series in which injuries to a key player have been a deciding factor, as Y. Tittle does now turn and spin and go back and throw the ball. And he has got his cloak off. He's dancing around testing that knee. But I recall the 1943 championship game. It happened that I was out here in Chicago. The Chicago Bears with Sid Luckman, who that game threw 5 touchdown passes. And Sammy Baugh and the Washington Redskins the year before had beat the Bears for the title, with Baugh being hit in the third quarter, I believe. He suffered a concussion, and he was out. The Bears went on to win the ballgame. They perhaps would have won it anyway, but injuries have played an important part in these games in the past. And now we'll be set to go with the second half kickoff in just a moment.
With mild tobaccos, golden Virginia Bright. Add the flavor of rich, brisk burleys. A touch of fragrant Turkish. Blend them in Marlboro's famous Richmond, Virginia recipe. Now light up. You're in Marlboro country. Marlboro gives you a man's world of flavor in a filter cigarette. The exclusive Select Trade filter delivers that flavor so it's mild, but never meat. Flavor you can settle back with.
You get a lot to like with a Marlboro filter, flavor, pack or box.
Come to where the flavor is. Marlboro country.
At Wrigley Field, we are still awaiting the second half kickoff, which is only moments away. The score is New York 10 and the Chicago Bears 7. The injury to Y.A. Tittle, of concern to everyone in the ballpark, particularly the Giant fans and to the New York Giants themselves, is to his left knee. He has been warming up on the far sideline. Giants will receive the kickoff, so we'll get a look very shortly as to whether or not he will be able to play in the second half or not. To describe the action, the play-by-play action here in the second half, as he has done so capably in the first half, veteran NFL sportscaster Jim Gibbons.
Thank you, Pat Summerall. Hugh McElhenney goes deep on the far side for the New York Giants. Eddie Dove on the near side. The Bears now break from their huddle around their coach, George Hallett, the 60-year-old, 8-year-old veteran who is down, adjusts his hat as he walks to this side, going out to kick off. The Bears placing the ball down now on the 40-yard line. It's Roger LeClaire who will kick it off. Joe Morrison is up the middle, standing at about the 15-yard line. Hugh McElhenney on the far side. Dove has moved up to the 5-yard line. That side of the field, the south side, is frozen. The sun is still shining brilliantly, but it's cold here in Chicago. Here's the kick. Waiting for it, ready to take it, is McElhenney on the 8. He's at the 15. He has sneakers on as he gets to the 25, the 30, in the open at the 40, 45, 50, and down he goes on the 46-yard line of the Chicago Bears. What a return by Hugh McElhenney. He fielded the ball in flight on the 8-yard line and raced all the way back to Bear territory on the 47-yard line. Quite a number now of the Giants. Well, McElhenney is staying in there. He's wearing tennis shoes, as I pointed out to you, and Y. Tittle is in at quarterback. Tittle hands off to McElhenney, and McElhenney charges across the 45-yard line. Y. Tittle back in at quarterback, hands off to McElhenney, and McElhenney gets just inside the 45, down to the 44. Doug Atkins coming in to make the stop. For the Giants, it's Schaffner and Thomas the ends. Brown and Stroud are the tackles. Destin Byers, the guards. Larson is at center. Y. Tittle is in at quarterback. Morrison and McElhenney along with Gifford. Score is 10-7. Giants lead. Giants ball in Bear territory on the 44-yard line of the Chicago Bears. Going with the ball is McElhenney, and down he goes on an ankle-high tackle as he crosses the 44-yard line by Obradovic. Brought him down. His forward momentum took him down to the 42-yard line. A gain of 2 in the play.
With 3rd and 6 here, it would appear that Tittle will have to throw the football, and this will be the big test right here to see if we will see too much of him in the second half.
3rd down, 6 yards to go. Wide to the right is Frank Gifford as Schaffert is in tight. Back to throw is Tittle. He's hit just as he throws the ball to Morrison. Down he goes. Morrison is at the 40, down to the 35-yard line, fumbles the ball, and I believe the Bears recovered. Let's see whether the whistle blew first. Whistle may have blown. I believe it did, as the Bears picked up the ball. on the 35-yard line. Tittle was racked up pretty hard as he got rid of that ball on a pass behind the line of scrimmage to Morrison. Morrison, with a good effort, got down to the 35-yard line, and the Chicago Bears do not get that ball. The Giants retain possession. Ball is on the 35-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. Score is 10-7. Giants lead. Giants threaten. As we are in the third quarter with 13 minutes remaining, Giants ball in Bear territory on the 35-yard line. Tittle has Gifford wide to the right, dropping straight back to pass. Throws long, has a man in the open, but it's broken up. Going back beautifully to break up the pass was Benny McRae. It looked like Frank Gifford had him beaten. As a matter of fact, he did. He was behind him, but the pass was a little shy of the target. We'd like to remind you that Tittle that time was throwing into the wind. The wind is coming out of the north at about 14 miles per hour, and it has been a factor in the kicking and was certainly a factor that time in his pass.
Jim, I've been watching Tittle both times, the last two times he's thrown the pass, and he's been hit fairly hard both times and has seemed to stand the licks well enough, so he's still in there.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Tittle once again back to throw, looks for Schaffner. It's intercepted. Intercepted by number 23, David Whitchell. And it's the Bears ball on about the 26-yard line. Dave Whitchell took the pass intended for Del Schaffner, and it's the Bears ball on their own 26. Score here in the third quarter is 10-7. The Giants leading the Bears. The Bears ball. Billy Wade in at quarterback. We'll check that offensive lineup in a second. The screen pass for Marconi. Marconi's at the 30, 35, gets to 40, still in his feet at the 45, and down he goes at the 45. A scramble for the ball. Let's see who recovered it. He held on to it. Marconi held on to it at the 45-yard line. So it's a gain from the 26 to the 45 of 19 yards. Brought down by Mickey Walker and Dick Modzelewski, or rather Sam Huff, number 70, and Modzelewski bringing him down on the 45. Listen to this crowd. Thrilled by the interception and thrilled again by the screen pass to Marconi. Wade, Bull, Morris, and Marconi in the backfield of the Chicago Bears. Score is 10-7. Giants lead. Bears on the move. Wade back to throw. Looks down the middle, and it's no good. One of the front men of the Giants tipped that ball that time, and the ball went to the turf. I didn't detect the number of the player. It might have been Lovatier who was up there, or Katkavich, but one of them got his hand on that ball just as it left Wade's hand, and it went to the turf, where it'll be second down and 10 yards to go. The York Giants had Katkavich, Modzelewski, Lovatier, and Robustelli, the four men up front. Hutt, Gursky, and Hillebrand, the linebackers. Barnes and Lyncher on the wings. Pessin and Patton deep. Chicago Bears have Koya and Ditka the end. Calling the signals Wade on second down, 10 yards to go. Their ball on their own 45-yard line. They trail in the ball game by a score of 10-7. On the long count, Wade dropping straight back to pass. Throws down the middle. It's complete to Marconi at the 30, down to the 25, down to the 20-yard line before he's brought down. Chicago Bears pick up 34 yards on the play from their own 45 down to the New York Giants' 21-yard line as they've gone into an all-out pressing pass attack. They had a five-man pass pattern that time. The ball going to Marconi down on the 21-yard line. First and 10 for the Bears, deep in Giant territory. Score is 10-7. Giants lead. The Bears threaten. Billy Wade once again dropping back the pass. Throws for Marconi. Marconi can't get to the ball. A well-designed play, Pat Summerall, but Marconi couldn't reach that ball.
I would imagine at halftime, Jim, that the Bears have set their offensive patterns. They have figured out what the Giant defensive rhythm is, and they have figured the situation so that Wade can throw to Marconi when he is covered by a linebacker. Marconi has good speed, and the Giant linebackers, of course, will be running backwards and difficult to cover a man out of the backfield. And you can hear the tremendous enthusiasm of the Bear crowd.
I think it was Bill George, Pat, who said that the hometown crowd here met points to the Bears, and you can feel that vibration in the stands. Out of the huddle come the Bears on second down, 10 yards to go on the Giants' 21-yard line. On the long count, as Bill Wade is obviously checking off, goes back, throws a pass, and it is no good, broken up beautifully. It was Patton, I believe, number 20 it was, who broke up that pass. He saved a touchdown, sure. Intended for Koya. Koya was in the end zone, and Patton made a great recovery to go in and knock it out of his hands. So it'll be third down, 10 yards to go. The score is 10-7. The Giants leading the Bears, and the Bears are down on the 21-yard line. With third down, if they don't pick up the first down, with a pretty good field goal kicker and the person of Roger LeClaire, and the wind behind them, they might try to tie up this ball game. The ball is on the 21-yard line. Koya goes wide to the left. Morris comes wide on the flanker to the right. The running backs are Marconi and Bull. Bill Wade calling the signals. He's got Marconi to the right of him as he drops straight back in the pocket. Looks downfield, throws, and it's no good. Intended for Johnny Morris. In and out of his hands, and Roger LeClaire comes into the ball game to try a field goal. It'll be fourth down and 10 yards to go as Roger LeClaire comes into the ball game to try a field goal. He has done a pretty good job. His percentage has been pretty good over the years. Over this year, rather. He doesn't have as many as Don Chandler, but nevertheless, he's done pretty well. And he has a straightaway shot. Holding will be Dave Whitzel from about the 28-yard line. So it'll be a 28-yard effort on the part of Roger LeClaire. There's a pass intended. There's a kick. It's long enough. Is it through there? It's no good. It's wide. Wide to the left, and the Giants retain their lead, 10-7. And so we're having thrills galore. The tremendous run back of the opening kickoff of the second half by Hugh McElhenney, and the Bears storming back downfield but not able to get a tally. They trail in the ball game 10-7 as we have 11 minutes 31 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The Bears go on defense. The Giants with Wyatt Tittle back in the quarterback on offense on their own 20-yard line. Tittle calling the signals with Morrison, McElhenney. Flags go down as Morrison drives off his own left guard and cuts back up to about the 24-yard line. The flag went down. So we'll check the referee, Norman Schechter, see what the penalty is. It's Schechter, Ralph Moorcroft, the umpire, Dan Tehan, Ralph Vandenberg, Fred Swearingen. Offside against the Chicago Bears. So the Giants naturally will take the 5 yards instead of 4 and keep the down. It'll be first down and 5 yards to go. 11 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Giants lead the ball game 10-7. Giants ball on their own 25. Gifford is wide to the right. Shopner is wide to the left. Running backs are Morrison and McElhenney. The ball goes to McElhenney, and Big Hugh drives straight ahead for 4 yards up to the 29-yard line before he's brought down. Fred Williams, the big right tackle, coming in to get him on an ankle-high grab at the 29-yard line. So it'll be second down now and a yard to go. Score is 10-7. Giants lead the Bears in the World Championship game here at Wrigley Field before a standing room crowd of 49,000. We might point out to you, too, at the north end of the field, in the buildings, there are a number of people standing, some of them on top, and they must be freezing watching this ball game. Out of the huddle once again come the Giants, driving, trying to get that first down. I believe he got it. It was Morrison. Morrison up and over. He just did get it as he got it to the 30-yard line. Joe Morrison from Cincinnati got a first down just across the 30-yard line. We have 10 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The score is 10-7. The Giants lead the Bears. All the scoring done in the first half. Both teams threatened here in the third quarter, but neither one was able to put it across. An interception stopped the Giant drive, and the Bears' Roger LeClaire's field goal was wide. Out of the huddle come the Giants. Wyatt Tittle calling signals. Hands off to McElhenney, and McElhenney is racked up just as he gets to the line of scrimmage. It was Bill George who hit him first, but Jones, Williams, Atkins, Obradovich all converging to bring him down as Hugh McElhenney got maybe a yard in the play, and that is all. It'll be second down and 9 yards to go. Ball is equal distance between the sidelines. The Giants are huddling offensively on the 21. The Bears break from their defensive huddle. Joe Fortunato calls the defensive signals for them. Out of the huddle come the Giants. Gifford is wide to the right. Shopner is wide to the left. Score is 10-7. The ball is on the 31-yard line. With the ball is Tittle. He hands off to McElhenney, and McElhenney drives off the right side of his line across the 35 up to about the 39-yard line. The tackler, Taylor, looks like he might have been shaken up. He's very slow getting to his feet. Rosie Taylor, number 24, gets to his feet very slowly, but he's all right. Substitution coming in for the Giants as Dallas Gaffner goes out of the ball game, and Walden and Thomas will be the end. It's third down and about 2 yards to go. They place the ball down on the 38-yard line. Score is 10-7. The Giants lead. The excitement here at Wrigley Field, you can feel it right up here in this NBC broadcasting booth. The crowd is humming. Giants Tittle calling the signals. He gives to Morrison. Morrison gets across the 40, very close to a first down. Stan Jones made the tackle.
As they unpile, we'll see where they place that ball down. Referee Norm Shafter is right in there. 8 minutes, 31 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The score is 10-7. The Giants lead it. It's not a first down. They put the ball down right on the 40, and they had to go to almost the 41, so it's fourth down, about a yard to go. And the Giants kicking team comes in. As Billy Martin, number 22, and 47, Johnny Morris, come in for the Chicago Bears. They're standing on the 20-yard line. They're kind of wondering themselves. They start to come up. They apparently, Pat Summerall are wondering whether Don Chandler's going to kick, but he is. He's back on the 25. Boots it into the wind. A beautiful, high, spiraling kick. Calling for the fair catch is Morris on the 19. It'll be first and 10 now for the Bears on their own 19-yard line. A 41-yard punt on the part of Don Chandler. Score is 10-7. The Giants lead the Bears. There's timeout on the field with the score. The Giants 10, the Bears 7.
It takes just a second, a match, and a Marlboro. And you're in Marlboro country. There's a man's world of flavor in this filter cigarette. Richer flavor from the richer breed of tobaccos in Marlboro's famous Richmond recipe. The exclusive Select Trade filter brings it to you the way you like it. Flavor smooth but full of spirit. For a man's world of flavor, settle back in Marlboro country.
You get a lot to like with a Marlboro filter flavor pack or box.
Marlboro.
Jim Gibbons along with Pat Summerall here at Wrigley Field in Chicago with 7 minutes, 52 seconds remaining. In the third quarter, the New York Giants leading the Chicago Bears 10-7. The Bears ball on their own 19-yard line. It's right between the 19 and the 20. We'll call it the 19 for a little easier mathematics. The Bears now go on offense with Wade, Marconi, Bull, and Morris in the backfield. Right behind Billy Wade is Marconi, the fullback. Wade has Morris wide to the right. He's dropping back once again to pass. Throws down the slot. It's complete to Ditka. Ditka's at the 35 and fights his way up to the 37. Before he's brought down, and a flag goes down. Mike Ditka, the big right end, took that pass, and I believe a penalty is going to be assessed against the New York Giants. It will be 15 yards against the Giants. And listen to this crowd. Personal foul charged against Urias Barnes. Moves the ball up to the 49-yard line. It's first and 10 now for the Bears on their own 49. Score is 10-7. 7 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. The Giants leading the Bears. Morris is wide to the right. Coy is wide to the left. Marconi and Bull back. Once again, it's way back to throw. Bean Rice throws a little screen to Ronnie Bull, and Bull is going to be hit. He is back in the 40, bounces away. Still on his feet at the 45, and down he goes. The little screen pass behind the line of scrimmage, and Ronnie Bull, who was at the 45, was hit and spun around. He came back to the 40 and then tried to go upfield and got back up to the 44, and that was it.
Jim, we talked a lot in the first half and before the ball game about the Bears' ball control tactics, the fact that they run most of the time and throw only when they have to. Interesting to me is the fact that they have run only 2 rushing plays here in the second half. Everything else has been the pass.
That's right, Pat. They've had almost an all-out passing attack from the outset each time they've had the ball. They've got Coyle wide to the left, Morris wide to the right, and again, Wade is taking to the air, looking downfield, throws. It's complete to Morris, and Morris is hit on the 45 and driven way back to midfield by Urias Barnes, and the crowd is booing. The ball is in Giant territory on the 45-yard line. It is not a first down. It'll be third down. We have 6 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Giants lead the Bears by a score of 10-7. But the Bears now have moved into Giant territory where they have third down and 4 yards to go. Coy is wide to the left. Morris is wide to the right. Running backs are Bull and Marconi. It's Wade with the ball and the quarterback sneaking. He's down to the 40-yard line for a first down. Billy Wade just straightened up that time, got behind the block, and went down for a first down.
And there's the mark of an experienced quarterback. Wade saw that the linebackers were up in the line preparing to blitz him, and I guess figured that his pass protection was not suitable to pick up those blitzing linebackers, so he just went into the hole that Al Gursky came from as he blitzed.
Now the Chicago Bears have fashioned a 41-yard drive. They put this ball in the offensive movement on the 19-yard line. They're down to the 40-yard line of the Giants. We're in the third quarter, 5 minutes remaining. Bears ball on the 40-yard line as Wade once again taking to the air. Looks down the middle, throws it short. Intended for Andy Koya. Dick Lynch was there with him covering on the play. And Bear has been injured. Roger Davis, number 60, comes limping off of the field. Number 72, Cadillo, goes in for him. So if you're checking his lineup, it's Koya and Ditka the ends for the Bears. We'll have Lee, Cadillo, Wataska, Karras, and Pyle. Wade, Bull, Morris, and Marconi in the backfield. We're in the third quarter with 5 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. Score, the Giants leading the Bears 10-7 on a day that's getting colder. It's such a beautiful day here in Chicago, but so very cold. The temperature about 12 degrees. Out of the huddle come the Bears, with Morris extremely wide to the right. Again, with an all-out passing formation. They have the right end. Ditka split this time as Wade is back to throw. Looks, throws for Morris, and Morris can't hang on to the ball. A flag on the play. A flag on the play. And Barnes is having some words, and we may have a pass interference call. Let's wait and see. I don't know whether it's the flag may be against Ditka. It may have been a pickoff on that play, Pat Summerall. We'll have to wait and see. The flag went down. Barnes was the one who was kicking the turf. Erich Barnes, very upset. So we haven't, we'll have to wait now till we see what the penalty is. The flag went down on the 25-yard line. It appears as though the penalty is going to be against the Chicago Bears. They are moving back upfield. However, Norm Schachter is talking to the Giants down in the 40, and it definitely appears as though the penalty will be against the Chicago Bears. Possibly a pickoff play with the penalty apparently assessed against Mike Ditka. Robistelli making the decision, and that's what it was. Pass interference, offensive interference against the Chicago Bears. Moves the ball all the way back to the 45-yard line of the Bears. So to set the scene for you, it'll be third down rather, and about 25 yards to go. With 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter, the Giants lead the ball game by a score of 10-7. Bears ball in their own 45-yard line. Wade once again back to throw. He throws long this time, intended for Ditka. No good, over his head. Tessinen covering on the play. And Mike Ditka slides on the ice on the far side of the field as he goes out of bounds. The field itself has been kept completely dry throughout all the sub-zero temperature and the snow that they've had out here, but on the sidelines there are patches of ice, and when the players and sometimes the officials go out there, they slide as they go down. The ball is on the 45-yard line. It'll be third down. The score, I believe I told you third down a moment ago, and it was second down because of the penalty. They did not lose a down on offensive interference. At one time, Pat Summerall, they did. 2 years ago, they changed that rule. So they did not lose a down. It's third down now, and 25 yards to go. The score is 10-7. The Giants leading the Bears with 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. I was talking to Joe Kuharich about that very rule last night. He said a few years ago they did lose the down, but now they do not. Just the penalty. Back to pass once again is Wade. Robistelli is rushing him. He has it. Drops him. Back on about the 36-yard line. Andy Robistelli. We could see it coming, but Bill Wade couldn't. He got him on the blind side and dropped him way back in the 36-yard line. So it'll be fourth down and long yardage to go. And Bobby Joe Green will come in to do the kicking for the Chicago Bears. And so that field goal, 13-yard field goal on the part of Don Chandler, is standing up pretty well. It has since midway in the second quarter. Hugh McElhenney, who's wearing tennis shoes, is back. There's a pass from center. Kick in the direction of McElhenney, who takes it on the 26-yard line, gets to the 30, 35, and down he goes on the 35-yard line. He was belted pretty hard by 2 or 3 tacklers of the Chicago Bears. So it'll be first and 10 now for the Giants on their own 35-yard line. They lead this ball game by a score of 10-7. With 4 minutes, 47 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Wyatt Tibble, Joe Morrison, Hugh McElhenney, Frank Gifford. The ends are Schaffner and Walden. Both ends are in tight. Only Gifford is wide to the right. As Kittle goes back to throw, is being rushed. Throws, and it's intercepted by Obradovich. Obradovich intercepts and races down to the 15-yard line of the Giants. Ed Obradovich intercepted that pass and raced it down to the 14-yard line.
And, Jim, you know that the Bears have been schooled all in their preparations for this game to watch out for the screen pass, and they have picked off two of them. That one by Obradovich, the early one by Larry Morris.
Bears ball down on the 14-yard line. Bill Wade called in the signal. Score here is 10-7. Giants lead, but the Bears threaten now with Wade passing in the end zone. It's no good. Broken up beautifully by Hillebrand. Jerry Hillebrand almost intercepted that ball. He got his hands on it, but he couldn't hang on to it. The ball is intended, I believe, for Marconi. So it'll be second down, 10 yards to go. Ball is down on the 14-yard line of the New York Giants. Put there by Big Ed Obradovich, number 87, who intercepted. As Pat pointed out to you, the up men intercepting two screen passes. Larry Morris is the linebacker who gave the Bears their first touchdown or set it up. And Obradovich now bringing it down to the 14. Morris is extremely wide to the right. Both ends are in tight. Calling the signals, Billy Wade on second down, 10 yards to go. He gives this time to Ronnie Bull, who comes to the right. He is still in his feet down at about the 12-yard line, and down he goes. Barnes coming in from the secondary to belt him hard as Ronnie Bull tried to get to the outside. But here it's Barnes cut off the avenue and dropped him down at about the 13-yard line. So it's third down and about 9 yards to go. We have 3 minutes, 37 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The score, the Giants 10, the Bears 7. Substitution coming in for the Bears as Roger Davis, the former All-American from Syracuse, replaces Cadill at the left guard. Bears are huddling back in the 18 and third down, 9 yards to go. Their ball on the Giant 13-yard line. John Farrington, who's in at left end, goes extremely wide to the left. Morris is wide to the right. Calling the signals, Billy Wade, with Marconi right behind him. Wade throws a pass complete inside the 5 to Ditka. He's down on the goal line. Very close to a touchdown is Mike Ditka. Ditka taking the throw right over the center. Gets down for a first and goal down at about the 1-yard line. Kesselman and Patton come in to make the stop. On that play, Bill Wade straightened up and he hit Ditka with a quick look-in pass right down on the 2-yard line. So it's first and goal now for the Bears on the Giants 2. Out of the huddle they come. Morris is wide to the left. Score is 10-7. Giants lead it, but the Bears are threatening. Billy Wade calling the signals on the long count, checking off obviously, and the quarterback sneak drives in. Is he in there? We haven't seen the signal. We're waiting. There's a pile up at the goal line. Still no signal as to whether he got in. Apparently he did not. There's a pile up right at the goal line. And now it's an official timeout. Still no signal as whether it's a touchdown. Apparently it's short. An official timeout. The crowd is booing. They thought Wade had gone in, but he obviously didn't, Pat.
Wade doing the safest thing possible at this point. The field is very tricky and slippery. At the south end of the field, Wade strictly going with the quarterback sneak.
It's about an inch away from that goal line. Out of the huddle come the Bears. Morris once again wide to the right. Billy Wade on second down, goal to go, waiting for that handoff. Probably will take it in this time, and the quarterback sneak. He does for a touchdown. Billy Wade on the very same play went right over for the score, and the Chicago Bears take the lead with 2 minutes, 12 seconds remaining. And now Jinks. Bob Jinks will try for the point after touchdown with David Whitzel holding. There's the pass intended. There's the kick. It's good. There's time out of the field with the score. The Bears 14, the Giants 10.
I'm amazed. Really, one swoop and it's gone. The beard is all gone. I used it for over a month, and I'm still using it. Whereas I used it. a week. And that was it.
That's Persona, the exclusive British process stainless steel blade.
I've gotten up to the amount of 18 shaves out of the first blade. Of course, came out, and I think they did a better job. But I still think the Persona blade is much more superior to either one of them.
Every edge uncommonly sharp. Individually wrapped to keep them that way.
I tried the Persona, and they're really smooth. I tried stainless steel once. I don't know. I don't think there's any comparison.
Look on. I used the Persona for over a month, and I'm still using it. Whereas I used it a week, and that was it.
That's Persona, the exclusive British process stainless steel blade.
I've gotten up to the amount of 18 shaves out of the first blade. Of course, came out, and I think they did a better job. But I still think the Persona blade is much more superior to either one of them.
Every edge uncommonly sharp. Individually wrapped to keep them that way.
I tried the Persona, and they're really smooth. I tried stainless steel once. I don't know. I don't think there's any comparison. My first blade gave me 40 shaves.
Better than average? Sure. But if Persona doesn't give you more luxury shaves, more comfort than any other stainless blade, return the unused blades to Box 500, Staunton, Virginia, and we'll buy you a pack of, or whatever blade you think is better.
Jim Gibbons along with Pat Summerall. We have 1 minute 50 seconds remaining here in the third quarter as Roger LeClaire gets set to kick off. Eddie Dove on this side. Hugh McElhinney on the far side. Joe Morrison standing in about the 15-yard line. Dove and McElhinney are down on the 5. Referee Norm Schachter getting all set to kick off. Here it is. Good high kick down the middle. Waiting for it is Dove. Takes it on the 5. He's at the 10, the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Still on his feet at the 30. But down he goes on the 31-yard line. Ridden hard to the ground by Larry Glick. Larry Glick, number 43, along with Benny McRae, bringing him down on the 31-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 now for the Giants on their own 31-yard line. Chicago Bears have taken the lead. They lead by a score of 14-10 as we're in the closing moments of the third quarter for the World Championship of Football. Out of the huddle come the New York Giants. Clyde Tittle at quarterback. He hands off to McElhinney. McElhinney gets to the line of scrimmage, and that is all. He tries to go off the right side of his line, the left side of the Bear line, and they converge to bring him down.
And Jim, that Bear defense is everything that they told us it was before we came here. In defense of Y.A. Tittle, the fact that he cannot plant his left leg and throw with the authority that he is used to certainly would have something to do with the fact that he's had 2 interceptions here in the second half.
Out of the huddle once again, the Giants on second down, 10 yards to go. Tittle hands off to Morrison. Morrison finds a hole. He's at the 40, 45, and up the midfield down to the 49-yard line, and he almost went the distance. Only Rosie Taylor could get him. He got him around the ankles as Joe Morrison displayed a great deal of speed as he burst into the open and almost went all the way. He got to the 49-yard line of the Bears. A good gain from the 31 of the Giants to the 49 of the Bears of 20 yards. Beautiful call on the part of Y.A. Tittle as the Bears had the rush on that time, and he handed off to Morrison, who found the hole. Tittle once again back to throw. Throws long for Thomas, and it's broken up by Pettibone. Richie Pettibone came in and almost intercepted. And Pat, once again, this Bear defense in the secondary is pretty much all we heard about it, too.
It certainly has been tremendous this afternoon. The defense has actually set up both of the Bear touchdowns. That time it appeared that Pettibone had picked that one off, but I think, again, the sun was a factor in that this particular end of the field is bright sun right in your face.
Third quarter is almost over. We have about 12 seconds. The Bears lead the Giants 14-10. It's the Giants' ball in Bear territory on the 49-yard line. Second down, 10 yards to go. Calling the signals by Tittle, who was injured early in the ball game, but he's been in there throughout this second half. Tittle once again back to throw. Looks downfield, throws long for Gifford. Gifford is tripped up, and they're not going to call it a penalty. We thought for a minute it might be. Gifford looked up, but apparently they tripped up over each other. He and the defender as they went for the ball. The official came in as though he were going to throw the flag. Then he shook his head and said no. He was right down to the play. So he figured they tripped over each other going for that ball, and Gifford went for the turf. It'll be third down, 10 yards to go. The ball on the 49-yard line of the Chicago Bears. Alec Webster has come in at fullback for the Giants. Giants ball. They trail in the ball game by a score of 14-10. Out of the huddle they come. Listen to this crowd as Frank Gifford goes wide to the right. Webster and McElhenney are the running backs. Kittle back to throw. Standing in the 40, being right. Goes down the middle. No good. Del Schaffner, the intended receiver. The defender was David Whitson. 3 seconds remaining. The unofficial time indicated on the scoreboard clock. So it'll be 4th down. And the Giants send in their kicker and listen to the crowd.
Jim, I can't recall that Del Schaffner has caught a pass this afternoon, and I think we should certainly give a lot of credit to Dave Witzel. He has done an outstanding job on Del Schaffner, who caught 62 during the season.
That's correct, Pat. I can't remember either. Here's Don Chandler, ready to boot. A pretty fair kick, but not one of Chandler's best. Taken on the 18-yard line, and down he goes in the 19, Morris. And that is the end of the third quarter. The third period of today's championship game has been brought to you by Marlboro. If you're thinking of trying a filter cigarette, try the flavor brand Marlboro. You get the famous Richmond recipe flavor made mild by Marlboro's exclusive Select Rate filter. Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro country. The fourth period of today's game is being brought to you by Ford. Test drive a 64 from Ford soon and try total performance for a change. We pause here at Wrigley Field 10 seconds for station identification.
This is your station for sports in the great Northeast, WGY, 810 on the dial, a General Electric station, Schenectady, New York.
Here at Wrigley Field once again as we prepare to go into the fourth quarter, a Giant player was hurt, Pat. I didn't catch him. Was it Bookie Boland who was hurt? Apparently, Boland, who was in on the receiving team, was injured on that play. So when we resume play, it will be, Pat Summerall, the Chicago Bears ball down and about their 19-yard line.
Another key injury, one that we have not mentioned too much, Jim, is the fact that Al Gursky, a rookie linebacker, has replaced Tom Scott at the right linebacking position for New York. And that one, along with the injury to Y.A. Tittle, have been key injuries in the Giant attack. Roger Davis, the Bear guard, was shaken up briefly in the third quarter, but he is back in the game now. The Bears have it 1st and 10 at their own 18, and now I would assume that the Bears will be trying to exercise their ball control game at best. Don't forget, folks, to listen to NBC Radio's holiday football schedule on New Year's Day. This Wednesday, January the 1st, it's the Sugar Bowl from New Orleans at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by the Rose Bowl at 4:45 p.m. from Pasadena, California. Both games aired exclusively on NBC Radio. As we get set for the fourth quarter here at Wrigley Field, the Bears lead the New York Giants 14-10. As Bookie Bowen, the regular right offensive guard for New York, is helped from the field. He no doubt will be replaced by Kenny Byers, the second-year man from Cincinnati. And it's up to the Giant defense at this point to stop the ball control tactics of the Chicago Bears. Wade has run very little here in the second half. 4 rushing plays. My records are correct. The rest have been passes. But from now on, I think we'll be safe in assuming that it will be ball control for Chicago.
Chicago Bears out of the huddle on their 10-yard line. Angie Koya is in at the left end in place of Farrington. Koya comes wide to the left. Morris goes wide to the right. Starting the signals, Bill Wade is quarterback all the way for the Bears. They lead it 14-10. Driving up the middle with the ball and trying to go is Ronnie Bull. Bull gets only about a yard or two. Dick Modzelewski from the University of Maryland, the 11-year veteran in the National Football League, brought him down. Dick has been one of the stalwarts in the defensive unit of the New York Giants for a good number of years. He's played very well for them. Ball is on the 21-yard line. Make it second down, 8 yards to go. 14 minutes, 33 seconds remaining here in the ball game for the World Championship of Football between the New York Giants and the Chicago Bears, with the Bears leading by a score of 14-10. Coyle once again spread to the left. Morris to the right as Wade drops straight back to pass. Looks down the middle, throws, almost intercepted by Patton. Patton got one hand on it. The pass was too low for Patton. Actually, in that particular instance, it was very fortunate for Bill Wade that he threw a bad pass.
And Jim, I was looking at George Hallis, and he put both hands over his head when Wade went back to pass. And he wouldn't look when he saw that Patton was in position to intercept. He just turned his back.
Ball is on the 21-yard line of the Chicago Bears. They lead this ball game by a score of 14-10. It's third down, 8 yards to go, as we're in the fourth quarter, out of the huddle once again, and a big down for the Bears and a big one for the New York Giants. The Giants want possession of that football. The Bears want a first down, so they can retain it. Once again, it's Wade back to pass. Looks, throws, and it is no good. Intended for Ditka, and Bill Wade is taking all kinds of chances here in this ball game, passing in his own end zone with a 4-point lead. It's fourth down. It'll be fourth down and 8 yards to go. And the Chicago Bears will send in Bobby Joe Green to do their punting as the New York Giants send in Hugh McElhenney and Eddie Dove to receive. They're standing right down here in front of us on the 40-yard line as we have 14 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the ball game. Green is standing back in the 5-yard line where the footing isn't too secure his own as he waits for that pass from center, gets it, boots it, and end over again kick that's low and not particularly long, but it has good momentum as it goes into Giant territory inside the 40-yard line down to the 39. That ball got good momentum as it hit on about the midfield stripe and spun its way all down to all the way down to the 39-yard line of the Giants. So it'll be first and 10 now for the Giants on their own 39-yard line. A 41-yard kick on the part of Bobby Joe Green. Y.A. Tittle along with McElhenney, Morrison, and Gifford in the backfield. As the ball goes to Morrison, Morrison gets away from tacklers at the 40 and fights his way up to about the 45. He was belted hard by Rosie Taylor. Actually, Taylor carried him for a yard or two toward the Bear goal line as he peeled back to make the tackle when it appeared as though Morrison was going to twist out of the grasp of one of the Bear tacklers. But he hit him hard. The Bears have Obradovich, Jones, Atkins, and Johnson now in at the front as Fred Williams is out of the ball game. It's second down and about 4 yards to go for the Giants on their own 45. Calling the signals is Y.A. Tittle with Gifford wide to the right. He gives the ball to Morrison. Morrison fumbles. Bears recover. Richie Pettibone recovered the ball. The fumble as Morrison had picked up a first down, but he fumbled the ball. And Richie Pettibone recovered from Tulane, playing the left safety for the Bears. Recovered that ball, and it's the Bears' ball on their own 49-yard line. 12 minutes, 59 seconds remaining. The Bears lead this ball game 14-10, and it's their ball on their own 49. Bill Wade calling the signals. He gives to Bull. Bull gets to the 50, fights his way down to the 45-yard line before he's brought down by number 70, Sam Huff. Ronnie Bull took the handoff from Wade, came to this side, cut up field, and got inside the 45. A good 6 or 7 yard gain before he's brought down. It'll be second down and 3 yards to go. And the Chicago Bears with Koya, Bull, Harris, Kyle, Cadillo, Wataska, Ditka, Morris, Wade, and Marconi in their lineup. Send Morris wide to the right. Koya is wide to the left. The running backs are Marconi and Bull. Bears lead it with 12 minutes remaining in the ball game, 14-10. It's the Bears' ball on the Giants' 44-yard line. Going with the ball is Bull, but he doesn't go anywhere. He is belted hard as he takes that handoff from Wade. Trying to pick out that tackler that hit him first. Looked like it was Mo Gillespie. It was Dick Mo Gillespie who belted him just as he got that ball and dropped him for a 2-yard loss back on the 46-yard line. John Farrington comes into the ballgame. It'll be third down and 5 yards to go for the Chicago Bears.
No doubt Jim Farrington has brought in a play from the Bear bench. It'll be interesting to see if Wade takes the chance and throws here, if he sticks to the ground and plays it safe.
Ball is 20 yards in from the west side. Morris is wide to the right. Farrington is wide to the left. The ball goes to Wade, back to throw. Throws for Morris, and he hangs on to it at the 40 and goes out of bounds on about the 43-yard line. Out of bounds, on about the 47. Erich Barnes drives him out as Johnny Morris hung on to that ball that time on the pass across the field. They passed to the far side of the field, the wide side, and got Morris inside the 40, down to about the 38-yard line. So it's first and 10 for the Chicago Bears, and now the Bears, leading by a score of 14-10, are putting on the pressure. And listen to this crowd. Calling the signals, Bill Wade. on first down, 10 yards to go. Bears ball on the Giants' 38-yard line on the long count. Once again, Wade dropping back to throw, being rushed, has to get out of there, does at the 35, and down he goes, tripped up as he crosses the 35 down to the 33. It looked like Andy Robustelli got one hand on his foot as he broke to the clear. If Robustelli hadn't got that hand on him, he might have gone for many more yards. He was brought down on the 33-yard line. So it'll be second down, Pat, and about 4 yards to go.
This is something that Wade has done extremely well all day today. Several times he's been back to pass and been trapped and picked up vital yardage as he did just then.
Score is 14-10. The Chicago Bears lead the New York Giants with 10 minutes, 46 seconds remaining here in the ball game, and it's the Bears' ball, 2nd and 4 on the Giants' 33-yard line. Billy Wade calling the signals on the long count. Once again, he's checking off at that line. He hands to Bull. Bull gets across the 30, picks up a first down as he's down to the 28-yard line. Dick Pessinen and Erich Barnes come in to make the stop. But the forward line now of the Chicago Bears beginning to open up holes in the Giants' defense.
As I recall back in the exhibition game that the Bears and the Giants played early in the year, it was Ronnie Bull who controlled the Bear running attack and who did a wonderful job for Chicago that day. And now he is coming into his own here again in the fourth quarter. Fine young running back.
Out of the huddle come the Bears as Johnny Morris goes wide to the right. The running backs are Marconi and Bull right behind the quarterback as they're split behind Bill Wade. Score is 14-10. Bears lead. Bears threaten. Going up the middle is Ronnie Bull down to the 25-yard line. A scramble for that ball, but I believe Bull hung on to it. Hit by Robustelli and dropped as he crosses the 25. Give him a gain of about 3 yards in the play, make it second down, and about 7 yards to go. The ball with its nose just over the 25-yard line. The Chicago Bears, who got this ball in a fumble on their own 49-yard line, they lead the ball game by a score of 14-10 with 9 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. John Farrington is wide to the left. Johnny Morris is wide to the right. Calling the signals is Bill Wade. Right behind him is Marconi. Right to his right is Ronnie Bull. The ball goes to Bull, and Bull is dropped. Robustelli got him first. Back of the line of scrimmage. As they unpile, we'll check some of the other tacklers. But it was Robustelli who hit him first. Al Gursky, who came in, as Pat Summerall pointed out to you, when Tom Scott was shaken up earlier in the ballgame, and has played pretty well on that right side. The right linebacker was in to help out in the tackle. Lost in the play, back to the 27-yard line. It's third down and about 7 yards to go, 3rd or 8th. And Roger LeClaire, who's the field goal kicker for the Bears, is warming up on the sideline in the event they don't pick up the first down on this play. Bears have Farrington wide to the left as Wade is back to throw. Throws a short pass, and it's no good. Intended for Ditka. He's belted hard by Pessinen just as he got his hands on that ball. And once again, Pessinen comes up with a fine defensive play.
This was the play that set up the last Bear touchdown. Wade called it on his own. There was no message from the bench, and he went with the one that was good to him before. This time, Ditka, looking into the sun, couldn't hang on. As you pointed out, Jim, he was hit hard by Dick Pessinen.
Roger LeClaire will try a field goal from 34 yards out. It's a straightaway shot. There's the kick. It's certainly long enough as it's through there. It's wide. It's no good. Wide to the right. So the Giants will take over on their own 20-yard line. Roger LeClaire booted that ball with plenty of distance. It was high, but it was wide. The Giants take over on their 20. And so with 8 minutes, 22 seconds remaining, hang on. The New York Giants, with a fabulous wide Tittle at the throttle, are 4 points behind and 80 yards away from taking the lead. The Chicago Bears, with their great defensive team, has stopped them pretty well so far. Morrison with the ball, goes to the outside, gets to the 35, up to the 37-yard line before he's brought down. Johnson, along with Larry Morris. Johnson the tackle, Morris the linebacker, bringing him down. And Morrison is hurt. Morrison is injured on the play and is very slow getting to his feet. He's going out of the ball game, and it looks like Ellie Webster will come in, number 29. Gain of 7 yards on the play. It's second down, 3 yards to go. 7 minutes, 53 seconds remaining in the ball game. Bears lead it 14-10. Giants ball on their own 27. The ball goes to McElhenney, who gets the first down, I believe, very close to it, right at the 30. Was Alec Webster, number 29, not 39. You might confuse those numbers a little bit because McElhenney has 39, Webster 29. They're both in that backfield. It's a first down for the Giants at the 30-yard line. And there's an official timeout. Now he's pointing to the Chicago Bears. Apparently it's an official timeout for some discussion. Bears defensive unit is huddling for the moment.
There's time out on the field with the score of the Bears 14, the Giants 10.
Blasting out over the Chicago scene is Bill Reinhardt's Jazz Limited Group with Sweet Georgia Brown. And Dave Garroway here speaking for your Ford dealers on the Total Performance 64s from Ford. A case in point is the solid, silent Super Torque Ford. It's solid, yes, hundreds of pounds stronger and smoother and steadier than anything in its class. You're going to know this yourself as soon as your Ford dealer puts you behind the wheel for your test drive. And while you're enjoying all the driving pleasure you've ever wanted, he'll be going all out to help you own one of these really great cars, Ford, Fairlane, or Falcon. So call on your nearest Ford dealer and try total performance in the 64 Ford.
Jim Gibbons along with Pat Summerall. The score, the Bears 14, the Giants 10. The Giants fall on their own 30-yard line with 7 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the ball game. Y. Tittle going back to pass, looks downfield, throws long, and it's over the head of the intended receiver. Del Schaffner, who had gotten behind both David Whitzel and Rosie Taylor, but the pass was over his head.
He had run Morrison first on the off-tackle slant and then Webster on the off-tackle slant for the first down, and I had the feeling that he was setting something up, and this time he ran the play pass off the same running play fake and tried to hit Schaffner.
Giants huddling back on the 27-yard line. The Bears deploy from their defensive huddle. Vinnie McRae coming over here as Frank Gifford now moves in close. McRae moves over with him defensively. Right behind Tittle. Tittle fumbles the ball. Let's see who recovers. I believe the Giants did on the 32-yard line. Y. Tittle recovered his own fumble. Ball bounced, and Y. Tittle is limping now noticeably as he goes back into the huddle. We'll point out again to those of you who may have joined us a little bit late that Y. Tittle was injured in the second quarter. He left the ball game as apparently he injured his left knee, but he came back in and he's quarterbacked the entire second half. The defense of both of these teams has been tremendous. They have set up all of the scores with the exception of the field goal. The defense has set up all of the scores so far. Tittle back to throw. Looks down the middle. Throws to Webster at the 45. He's at midfield for a first down for the Giants at midfield. Brought down by Johnson. As Y. Tittle spun out, went back, and fired the ball to Alec Webster on a key play up to midfield. So with 6 minutes remaining here in the ball game, the New York Giants have a first down at midfield. They trailed in this ball game 14-10, and the Chicago Bears of George Halas are digging in to try to stop them. Out of the huddle come the Giants. Gifford is wide to the right. Schaffner is fairly close on the left side. Tittle back to throw. Has good protection. Now he has to get rid of the ball. Throws it, and it's no good. Tittle was being chased by Obradovic and Morris, and he's limping. And I will say this, for the two Chicago Bear players, they did not press their attack to try to hit Tittle. As he limps out of there to come to the sidelines, he is obviously favoring that leg now more than ever, Pat Summerall.
He is, I think, Jim, the most enthusiastic competitor I've ever been close to in football or any other sport for that matter. He loves to play the game. Of course he loves to win, but he does still love to play, just for the sake of playing.
5 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Bears lead the Giants 14-10. It's second down, 10 yards to go for the Giants at midfield. Tittle calling the signals. Hands off to McElhinney and Webster rather, and Webster is dropped immediately. Alec Webster is dropped for a loss. Back on the 48-yard line. Across the way, Allie Sherman, the youthful coach of the New York Giants, looking on intently, wondering whether or not the Giants might be able to keep this drive going. And down below us, directly below us, is George Halas, the coach of the year. Sherman had that honor last year. Halas has it this year. The score is 14-10 with 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Third down and 12 yards to go. Tittle back to throw. Looking downfield. Throws for Gifford. Gifford has it out of bounds on about the 36-yard line. A clutch catch by Frank Gifford for a first down. It was Gifford who 2 weeks ago up at Yankee Stadium against the Pittsburgh Steelers made a sensational one-handed catch that most of the reporters and the coaches later said was the key play of the ball game.
And Gifford now made a great catch with 4 minutes 59 seconds remaining in this ball game, down on the 36-yard line.
And keep in mind, excuse me, Jim, keep in mind that the field goal will do no good. It has to be a touchdown.
Score is 14-10. That's right, Patrick. It will not do any good. They've got to get the touchdown. Tittle once again back to throw. Looking downfield, throws for Thomason. It's over his head. Aaron Thomason gotten in the open. The pass was just over his head. I believe that Pettibone with Thomas probably delayed his last-minute charge for that ball. They were both going for it. It appeared as though Pettibone thought the ball would be too long, and he slowed up. But Thomas went for it, but couldn't get to it. Fred Williams comes out of the ball game for the Chicago Bears. Johnson goes in. Morrison is okay. He's back in the ball game. Joe Morrison at fullback on second down. 10 yards to go. Giants ball down on the 36-yard line of the Bears. Once again, Wyatt Tittle back to throw. Looks, he throws complete to Morrison, and Morrison goes down right at the line of scrimmage. The short pass to Morrison, and Morrison is dropped on about the 36-yard line. So it'll be ball on the 36. It'll be third down, 10 yards to go, 4 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Bears leading the Giants by a score of 14-10. And once again on third down with long yardage, the Chicago Bears are digging in as the New York Giants have to come up with that big play. Of course, this time deep in the territory, they naturally would use up this other down to try to pick it up. Wyatt Tittle dropping straight back to pass. Looks downfield, throws long. He's hit just as he throws the ball. It's up in the air and intercepted. It's intercepted by the Bears, who will take it in the end zone. It was Vinny McRae who intercepted the ball. And Wyatt Tittle was hit by Morris just as he threw the ball, and it was up there for grabs, and McRae came up with it.
And Jim, this boy Larry Morris has certainly done an outstanding job as a Bear linebacker today. He jumped completely over the offensive blocker who was assigned to him, and he's the fellow responsible for that pass interception, although McRae did make a great play. Morris, a tremendous play again.
That's right, Pat, because that ball was just up there. He was hit just as he threw the ball. He got it off enough to get it up in the air, but it was a loose ball in the air, very much live, and Vinny McRae came up with it. 1st and 10 now for the Bears on their own 20. They lead this ball game 14-10 with 4 minutes remaining in the ball game. Bill Way taking the long count. Bears, you can bet your life now, are going to run that ball and hang on to it. They'd like to take all the time they can. Ronnie Bull carrying. Came off his own left guard, got up to about the 21 or 22-yard line before he was brought down by Jim Cabbage. Second down. Let's place the ball on the 21-yard line. It's right between the 121 and 22. So it's second down and about 9 yards to go. 3 minutes, 47 seconds remaining. Chicago Bears lead the New York Giants for the World Championship at Wrigley Field by a score of 14-10. Out the huddle come the Bears. Morris is wide to the right. The left end, Ditka this time is in tight. Morris is the flanker back. Bull and Marconi are the runners. With the ball is Ronnie Bull, gets away from one tackle, back of the line of scrimmage, another on his feet at the 25 and 30 and out of bounds across the way. What a good carry for a first down by Ronnie Bull as he goes out of bounds on about the 33 or 34-yard line. We pause now 10 seconds for station identification.
810 on your radio dial, WGY, WGFM, Schenectady.
Jim Gibbons along with Pat Summerall, a big play by Ronnie Bull, who picked up a first down on the 33-yard line. And with timeout on the field, the score, the Bears 14, the Giants 10.
I do, Dave Garroway, plus the upbeat tempos of Arthur Van Dam. And upbeat is the word for the Total Performance cars, now at your Ford dealers, you know. Take the 64 Falcon as a prime example. This year, it's the only completely changed compact featuring a rally-ready 260 V8, leading the list of 15 power teams and 17 models. And when you figure all the combinations of power teams and models, and throw in the choices of colors and fabrics, you've got yourself several thousand different Falcons. But there's even more at your Ford dealers. They go under the name of Fairlanes and Super Torque Fords, and they go. Just tell your Ford dealer what you're looking for in total performance, and before you can say Ford has changed, he'll help you to pick out the Ford for 64 that suits your needs. Try total performance in a 64 Ford.
Jim Gibbons along with Pat Summerall with the Chicago Bears leading the New York Giants 14-10. We have 3 minutes, 25 seconds remaining
in the ball game, and it's the Bears' ball. 1st and 10 on their own 33 as Ronnie Bull came up with a big play for George Halas and the Chicago Bears. Calling the signals, Bill Wade. He's got Morris wide to the right. Runners are Bull and Marconi standing right behind him. He gets the ball, gives it again to Ronnie Bull, who tries to come to this side, gets away from one tackler as he gets up to the 35, and down he goes. Sam Huff, along with Dick Modzelewski, coming in to bring him down. 2-yard gain in the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go. And if the Chicago Bears should go on to win this ball game, they lead it now by 4 points. George Halas will have won 6 world championships, which is one more than the Green Bay Packers. Going into today's contest, the Packers and the Bears were tied with 5 wins each for the leadership. But this game is far from being over. 2 minutes, 52 seconds remaining. The ball is on the 35-yard line of the Bears. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. The Giants' defense has been strong all day, holding. Breaking into the open is Bull as he gets to about the 39-yard line, and down he goes. Ronnie Bull, who took the ball, just stepped over the line and then turned with a burst of speed to go up to about the 39 or 40-yard line before Barnes and Chet Cabbage came in to make the stop. 2 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the ball game. It's 3rd down and about 3 yards to go, and this indeed is a big down for both ball teams. The Bears naturally would like to pick up this 1st down. If they do, then they've got just a little more than 2 minutes to kill. If they don't, they'll have to punt, and the Giants will have another crack at it. Giants are coming up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the whistle blows, and perhaps there is too much time. No, it's a 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. There's just 2 minutes now remaining in the ball game. There's time out on the field with the score, the Bears 14, the Giants 10. There's time out on the field with the score, the Bears 14, the Giants 10.
On the podium, Bill Reinhardt's Jazz Limited Group with Alabama Jubilee. And for your Ford dealer, Dave Garraway here with some good words on the newest car to come this way in many a year. The solid, silent Super Torque Ford for 64. What makes it so new? Total performance does. That's a new kind of ride. Handling and steering is smooth and easy. It means the kind of ruggedness that lasts for years, and it means response that's always there every time. This new Super Torque Ford, along with the new Fairlane and Falcon, was built with the total performance knowledge gained by Ford from open competition. And that total performance is well worth sampling right now. All it takes is a visit to your Ford dealers. Just tell them you'd like a test drive, try total performance of a 64 Ford.
There are 2 minutes remaining in this ball game. It's 3rd down, 3 yards to go for the Bears on their own 40. The New York Giants trailing by a score of 14-10. The Bears naturally want to pick up this 1st down. They will try to get it if they can. Then, as Pat Summerall just remarked, they might be able to ride it out. If not, they'll have to punt. Bill Wade calling the signals, waiting for the handoff. He gets it, gives, and the carry is by Bull, who I believe picks up the 1st down. Ronnie Bull, and I believe he got that 1st down. It's very, very close. Maybe not. He came straight ahead. There'll be an official timeout, and this will be a very important measurement for both the Giants and the Bears. Ronnie Bull, the former All-American from Baylor, came right off his own right tackle. See whether he picked up that 1st down as they come in for the measurement. The headlines, if you hear a tremendous roar go up, I just won't say anything. You'll know it's a 1st down. If we have silence, it won't be. And it's not a 1st down. It is not a 1st down. Silence. Flames here at Wrigley Field. The Giants call timeout. 1 minute 52 seconds remaining. That's the Giants' 2nd timeout. They only have 1 timeout remaining in this ball game. So now, with 1 minute 52 seconds remaining in the ball game, the Giants send Eddie Dove deep on this side, Hugh McElhenney on the far side. The Bears punter, Bobby Joe Green, is in the ball game. He's stepping back. It's 4th down and only inches to go, but the Bears are not going to take any chance. They're going to boot it. Bobby Joe Green standing back in the 29-yard line. High pass from center. He boots it. Not a particularly good kick. Bounces on the 30, inside the 25. Down and inside the 20. Rolls.
and is going to be down as the Bears are down there watching it roll dead on about the 17-yard line. That was not a very long kick. However, once again, it had the momentum and the overspin to take it down. The score is 14-10. The Chicago Bears lead the New York Giants by a score of 14-10 with 1:40 remaining. And it's the Giants' ball now on their own 16-yard line.
The Giants, Jim, keep in mind, have only one timeout remaining.
And they've got to score a touchdown to win this ball game. A field goal won't do them any good. Wyatt Tittle back to throw. Throws down the slot. It's complete. The ball carrier is Thomas, and Thomas is down on about the 26-yard line. Actually, he was up to about the 28. He tried to peel back to find running room, and the Chicago Bears dropped him on the 26. An official timeout for a measurement. Crowd is booing. They didn't like to see that stop. The clock stopped, however. Norm Schachter wanted to call for the measurement, and he called for it, stopping the clock with 1:24 remaining in the ball game between the Chicago Bears and the New York Giants, with the Bears leading by a score of 14-10. It's their first down. 1:24 remaining. The Giants have just one timeout remaining. They trail 14-10. Wyatt Tittle has Gifford wide to the right. Schaffner is wide to the left. Morrison and McElhenney are right back of him. Gifford back to throw. Looking down the slot. Throws complete to McElhenney. He is at the 35, trying to run to get out of bounds, and he can't do it. And he's dropped on the 34-yard line. Hugh McElhenney obviously wanted to find that sideline and find it quick. He wanted to stop the clock. Now the Giants call timeout. It's the last timeout for the Giants. Ball is on the 34-yard line, where it'll be second down and about 3 yards to go, Pat.
Most pro teams, Jim, have a drill that they run at the end of the practices that is known as a 2-minute drill, and it's set up for such situation as we have right now. The Giants, out of timeout, will probably call 2 or 3 plays in the huddle this time, and will not go back into the huddle after each completed or incompleted pass. They will come right back to the line of scrimmage and attempt to run off as many plays, of course, as possible. Most of the passing attack will probably be directed at the sideline to stop the clock.
Ball is on the 34-yard line. It's second down and about 3 yards to go. Wyatt Tittle dropping back to pass. Looks down, throws complete once again to McElhenney. McElhenney turns the corner and goes up to the 45-yard line. No timeouts remaining as McElhenney struggles to get away from the Bears to come to his feet. And the big birdie Chicago Bears are in no hurry to let him have that opportunity. But out of the huddle come the Giants. 44 seconds remaining. Tittle back to throw. Being rushed. Throws long for the sidelines. It's no good. Intended for Morrison. Tittle was belted hard as he let that ball go by Doug Atkins. The clock stops with 39 seconds remaining. The score is 14-10. What a finish to a ball game. There's been a tremendous one here this afternoon. We have seen just about everything. Great defensive play. The touchdowns, both of the Chicago Bears, were set up by intercepted passes. One by Larry Morris, who raced 65 yards to set up their first score. The other by Obradovich. And the Giants' first touchdown was set up by a recovered fumble on the Bears' 41-yard line. As Tittle then took them 41 yards in for a score. Score is 14-10 as we have 39 seconds remaining. Giants ball. Second down on the 45-yard line. Tittle back to throw. Looks down the sideline. Throws, and it's complete, but is it out of bounds? It was out of bounds to Gifford. Gifford caught it, but he was ruled out of bounds. He was right on the sideline, so we waited to see whether or not that was ruled out of bounds as he caught it. It was. And it's now third down. And 10 yards to go. 32 seconds remaining. The Giants trailing the Bears 14-10.
Jim, they used only 7 seconds with that pass out of bounds, but now the down becomes a factor. It's third down, and they've got to have a first down to continue the drive.
Chicago Bears have 5 halfbacks in on defense, expecting the all-out passing attack. Tittle throws. It's complete to Gifford, and Gifford is belted immediately. But he breaks away from the tackler, Pettibone, who hit him hard. It was Vinnie McRae, not Pettibone, who hit him. McRae dropped him on the 40. Out of the huddle he comes, 17 seconds remaining. Tittle once again back to throw. Looking downfield, throws out of bounds. Intended for Gifford. And the out-of-bounds pass stops the clock. And the cagey Wyatt Tittle, with 10 seconds showing in the ballgame, is giving this crowd a tremendous thrill. The Bears lead the Giants by a score of 14-10. It'll be second down now for the Giants on the Bears' 40-yard line. Boy, Pat, this is taking it right down to the final second.
You'd have to say that this is the biggest play of the year coming up, or possibly if it's an incomplete pass, they might get in too. But
What a finish.
He's got to go for the bomb here, Pat, unless he throws it down and out to the sideline.
Right.
Because he's got just 10 seconds remaining, and that is the unofficial time, incidentally. The official time kept by the back judge, but the clock so far today has been very close. Out of the huddle they come. Calling the signals wide. Kittle, Gifford wide to the right. Kittle back to throw. Has pretty good protection. Throws long. It's going to be over the head and maybe intercepted by Pettibone. He's got it. He intercepts. Pettibone intercepts in the end zone. And this ball game will be all over. Richard Pettibone intercepted the pass. Wyatt Tittle is throwing his helmet on the ground, banging it on the turf. But Richie Pettibone came up with that ball in the end zone. And the ball game with 2 seconds remaining will be the Chicago Bears. There's no question about that. There's still 2 seconds showing, but this ball game is all over because the Bears will never run a play. They'll just run out that clock. Wade, I'm sure, will just take that ball and hold it. And the Chicago Bears, leading by a score of 14-10. As the defense of the Bears, that was tremendous all year long, certainly has been tremendous out here again this afternoon. Wyatt Tittle throwing a long pass for Del Schaffner. The ball was way over his head. He figured if he couldn't reach Schaffner, then he would just have another opportunity to throw. But Pettibone intercepted in the end zone. Wade waiting for the handoff, counting off. He'll take it, just drives into the center of the line, and that's the end of the ball game. That's the end of the game with the final score. The Chicago Bears 14, the New York Giants 10. We'll be back in a moment with the final wrap-up of today's game.
Oh, walk right in, sit right down, get yourself inside a Ford. Yes, walk right in, sit right down, try the all-new Ryder Ford. Oh, everybody's moving to the cars that are proven top performers on the road. So walk right in, sit right down, drive a 64 from Ford. This is the year of the test drive, the year for you to discover total performance firsthand behind the wheel of a 64 Falcon, Fairlane, or Super Torque Ford. See for yourself how Ford has changed at your Ford dealer. And walk right in, sit right down, drive a 64 from Ford.
Well, it's all over. The Chicago Bears have won the World Championship 14-10, and the crowd here is absolutely wild. Pat Summerall?
Well, it was a bad defense, Jim. That was the difference. They intercepted 5 of Wyatt Tittle's passes. Put on a tremendous show. Pandemonium is reigning here at Wrigley Field now. And we take you now to the Chicago Bear dressing room and George Connor.
This is George Connor down at the Chicago Bear dressing room. Now, Coach Hallis. Coach Hallis. Coach Hallis. Here we'll talk to Big Doug Atkins. Get up here. There's Big Doug Atkins.
Shut up. I know that Larry Morris deserved his ball because he played a hell of a game, but we figured that being that we had a hell of a defense and a hell of an offensive team, and George Allen did such a good job with us all year, that he deserves his
This is your General Electric station, WGY, 810 on your dial in Schenectady.
They went strong to our right a little more than we thought. But other than that, it's about the same.
Well, those 5 interceptions really helped, didn't they?
Well, it sure did. These guys are the greatest group, and I'm real honored that George Hallis had confidence in me to let me have charge of the defense, and I'm privileged to be working with a team like this and to have a great guy like Joe Stein on our system, George.
Well, thank you, George. Thank you, George. Let's get Davey Witzel up there. Here's Davey Witzel, the right cornerback. He covered Del Schaffner all day and made a key interception. Davey, did you see that one coming? Yeah, he was. We saw from the movies, and he just ran a curl. Our defensive line and linebackers played a tremendous game. They put pressure on Tittle all day, and he didn't have time to do nothing. They were in on him continually. And they hurt him a little bit in that first half, I think, and our defensive rushman and linebackers, that's the difference in the ball game. Well, Davey, congratulations on a great game and winning the championship. Thank you, George. Thank you. Okay. Where's Bill Wade now? Bill Wade. Here's Richie Pettibone. Here's Richie Pettibone, a defensive back. Richie, congratulations on the championship, and I bet that was a great thrill to pick off that last pass.
The greatest, George. It was the greatest. We wanted this game real bad. I can't say how much this win means to us. I'd have to speak for everybody on the team. I think it's the biggest thrill of our lives, really.
Tell me, how did the cold affect you out there today?
George, I got so excited, I didn't know what the temperature was. I thought I was down behind me someplace.
Well, thank you for coming on, Richie, and congratulations once again for a great job.
Thank you, George.
There's Larry Morris, one of the key stars in the game today. Larry, that must have been quite a thrill for you to pick off that interception and run down to the Giant 5-yard line.
George, first 30 yards, I was scared they were going to catch me. The last 30, I was scared they wouldn't all the time. I tell you, it's the greatest thrill of my life in football. I've had a lot of them, and it's a tremendous thing to play with guys such as the Chicago Bears. And we've never had a national champ. And I'm telling you, it's just lost for words. This is terrific.
Well, Larry, I noticed out there that you were doing a lot of jumping around in and out. Were you guessing, or was this a planned maneuver?
Well, it was part of our defense just to try to confuse them on their offensive plays. It's part of the way we play defense. And Phil is a great ball player and a great competitor, and the Giants have a terrific team, and we feel like we were lucky to win, and we wish them all well.
Okay, thank you, Larry Morris. There's Bill Wade, the quarterback for the victorious Chicago Bears. Bill, first, congratulations, and secondly, did you follow your game plan, and did everything go as well as you had hoped it would?
Well, George, thank you for the congratulations. I would say that we had the same game plan, I guess, as we've had. That is, when the defense got us the ball, we hoped to score. I think they deserve a world of credit for their job all year long, and certainly they're the ones that should be congratulated. They gave us the 2 scores by getting the ball deep within the opponent's territory, those interceptions. So I would say that's our game plan. We did stick pretty close to it, yes.
Bill, we noticed on television that you were in your shirt sleeves, and did the cold affect you at all on your footing going back to pass or in throwing the football?
George, the cold wasn't too much on the footing, but my hands were a little cold. I think it caused me the first fumble, and so my blood started circulating, and after that, it was okay. But I just heard that Larry was awarded the most valuable player, and he deserves it. He's been great all year.
Bill, one more question on those 2 runs in the first quarter. Were those planned runs of a type of a pass?
Yes, they were planned runs, and we felt that it would work well, and they worked just like we thought they would.
Well, Bill, congratulations once again on a fine job of quarterbacking all year.
Thank you,
George. A fine
George.
job in this championship game.
Thanks for all your help, George.
And here we have the line coach for the Chicago Bears, Phil Handler. And Phil, congratulations.
Thanks, George. These kids deserve so much credit that this team was really a team of destiny. They never quit any time, and the tougher it got, the tougher they got. This is a team effort all the way through. These guys have done such a great job, and I'm so happy for Coach Hallis, who's worked so hard to get this ball club back to become world champions, and it's the greatest thrill in my life. Hello to my mother in Texas, too.
Okay, here's Coach Hallis now. Congratulations, Coach. I imagine this is quite a thrill to bring the championship back to Chicago.
Yes, it is, George. It's a great thrill. We started out as the number 1 defensive team, and we ended up as the number 1 defensive team. And the entire club was a great team effort by everybody on the football field today. It's a pleasure to bring the World Championship back to the great city of Chicago again.
Well, Coach George Hallis and all the Bears, congratulations. And now we'll go back up to the booth.
Very good. The Chicago Bears from Wrigley Field are the new NFL champions, 14-10 over the New York Giants. A great defensive show by the Bears, who intercepted 5 passes of the New York Giants and who put on quite a performance this afternoon. Great credit should go to the fellow who was chosen the most valuable player in this game this afternoon, Larry Morris, the linebacker of the Bears. Also to Dave Whistle, the right cornerback for Chicago, who did such a tremendous job on Del Schaffner. Final score again, 14-10. The Bears over the New York Giants. The first half of today's Pro Championship football game was a presentation of the Savings and Loan Foundation. It was brought to you with the best wishes
of America's Insured Savings and Loan Associations. For a happy new year, open a savings account at your nearby Insured Savings and Loan Association, where your dollars work harder and grow bigger. The third quarter was presented by Marlboro. If you're thinking of trying a filter cigarette, try the flavor brand, Marlboro. You get the famous Richmond recipe flavor, made mild by Marlboro's exclusive Select Rate filter. Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro country. And the fourth quarter of today's game was brought to you by Ford. Test drive a 64 Ford soon and try total performance for a change. This is Pat Summerall speaking for Jim Gibbons, our producer Lynn Dillon, our engineer Dan Hozak, reminding you that once again the final score was Chicago 14, the New York Giants 10. This has been an NBC Radio Sports presentation.
Hear the Sugar Bowl and Rose Bowl football classics on the NBC Radio Network.
810 on your radio dial. This is WGY, your General Electric station, Schenectady. Stay tuned now for NBC's Weekend Monitor.
Today's episode is brought to you by ThisDayInTheNFL.com. Celebrating football's greatest moments, one day at a time. Listen to classic broadcasts, explore historic games, and keep the legacy of the NFL alive at ThisDayInTheNFL.com.